Bazinga!
Composure, Shayla.
Hey, we're live. Look at that action.
That's
Welcome,
okay.
everybody. So we're changed up a little bit tonight, trying to keep people safe from the Ronas.
You going to bed?
So we're here. We're doing this all virtually. Hey, look at that. Paul's got his little boy.
Love you.
So, yeah, you see it's a little different, but we'll get rolling. Hope you guys like the logo. That was kind of awesomely done by Red Drawn Art. Yeah. It's awesome.
Also the new emotes. Oh wait, I haven't put them on Twitch yet. Never mind.
Yep, not yet.
Y'all can't
Get
have
there.
them. Or not yet.
The pains that we usually have. So any other kind of what we're working on here? Been talking about doing some other things. We may do a run-up video, kind of get everybody caught up as to who's who, what the characters are, who they are, all the stuff that they've gone through. And it's, I guess I'm pretty cruel because I've kind of put them through a lot. Sorry. It's just getting started.
Mike, no.
So that may be coming here shortly. Since we can get everybody back to the table, get everybody healthy, make sure nobody's getting the Rona. We'll get rolling on some of those things. Start streaming some painting probably here soon. Doing some minis, about a whole bunch more. Go support your local people. Get those minis. Picked up a bunch from the store in Bountiful and Clearfield. So, yeah, man. Anything you guys got? The three of you there?
Quick shout out to Gamers Asylum over in Ogden. That's where Grace and I've been getting all our minis at my campaign.
Zone and Clearfield.
Yeah, End Zone.
End Zone. You guys are awesome.
It was great.
Yep. And Game Haven and Bountiful. They were having a huge Black Friday sale. All their minis and everything, RPG and all this stuff was 20% off. Awesome. So I may or may not have spent too much money. So maybe you'll see it. We'll see.
We're looking for custom dice. My friend Fireball on Instagram is having their sale today. So definitely check that out. Got the coolest stuff ever. Sorry, I might.
Firebolt dice.
We'll be right back.
Nice. Come up. Buy some dice. Kilvar, anything? Tendo, can't see your babysitting face.
No, sir.
Sounds like he's eating. Got some sounds.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
We don't get it in your face, Anthony.
I can't find my webcam. I have tried to find it earlier, and I'll continue whenever I'm not busy saving all of your lives.
Find a better picture and throw it up of him. You may or may not like the picture I find.
I could replace it. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, put Tendo's picture up there, yo.
I think I'll have to leave the game session.
That's okay. We're still going through our stuff. It's fine. You're babysitting anyway.
True. All right. Hold on. Give me a second then.
Yeah. So check out. We migrated a bunch of videos from the Twitch stream over to a brand new YouTube channel. And we're de-editing that. Hopefully start throwing some more stuff up on there soon. So get on, check it out. Yeah, I'll wait for Tendo to get back. I could go through a brief rundown, but he probably would want to hear it.
Yeah.
So, you're almost to 6K, Red Drawn Art.
Yeah, I hit 5.6 today, so hopefully we'll have 6K about Christmas or something.
Nice. Heck yeah. Get there by Christmas.
It'd be so nice. That's all I want for Christmas. People follow me on Instagram.
It's her 2 more followers. Cool. Well, you guys have anything else you need to chat? Want to shout out to anybody? If not, we can start running through the rundown.
Gosh, I don't really have anything else.
I was going to surprise everyone with this, but I have a bust commission of Dieter that is being completed.
Oh, I had a commission of Ava and Belladonna done.
Oh
that
yeah,
I was supposed to put in
it's
the
so
thing.
cute. I love it.
I'll send it to Tay so he can put it on the art thing.
Nice. Yeah, I think I saw the link on your story. So
Yeah,
that looks awesome.
cool. I'm so excited about it.
Yep. Who's got the artist's name with it, so we can give them credit.
Yes.
Throw that in there. So
Now,
Cool.
would you ever want to have a Discord channel?
We're working on
we're
a
working on it.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna
Cody,
have
you're
it.
super quiet. Just heads up for you.
Okay.
There you go.
That's better.
For whatever reason,
All of us are just Cody.
Just
it was
Cody.
kind of splotchy, so sounds good right at the moment.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
did-
do have a Discord. I think we've got it saved already. We're just working on putting it together. So Tindo's got the things saved already for us. So we'll get with that thing. There's a lot of things coming. Start getting more engaged with everybody. So cool. Well, Tindo, you're back, but still the Kraken. It's all good. You guys ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
Play some games. So, unless we got anything else, let's get rolling. So, last we met, the intrepid adventurers found their way into the Twisted Tower. That was fun. They made their way first into a some sort of a study library, and after some time in there, a couple of you started figuring out that there was things in there that you may need to figure out, some sort of puzzles. We know how much Ava loves puzzles now. And the room was a cylindrical room that had multiple layers that would roll up and slightly shift as it went up, and 3 pillars. They explored around the room, were able to find from right up at the top, as you're looking back down, there's a large picture of a hooded figure carrying a large, very well innately carved timepiece that the backdrop was a very large detailed map of the planes of existence, almost like a star map. It shows connections, pathways, how they link together, and a large section of Oblivion as well. While they were figuring some things out, there was a skull that was found. There was a small key with a leaf that was found. 2 of the 3 pillars were activated, sending the entire crew up through somewhere, and they found themselves in some sort of an area that was similar to the Standing Stones and the place they've been before. Things were a little off, a little too green, a little too much life, a little too vivid. And the Standing Stones, although they looked the same, the overgrowth was much more, and there was a large skull in the middle. The crew, as they started to make an approach, were confronted by a very large froghemoth that decided to swallow Dieter. And he clutch use of a polymorph to turn himself into a very large Tyrannosaurus Rex, was then thrown up onto the ground in front. They were able to defeat the froghemoth, and Ava took the cube that they had recovered, put it into the notch at the back of the Standing Stones, and they were pulled from wherever they were and found themselves now on the 3rd story just outside the door of this twisted black tower. As they enter that room, it is dark. There was nothing much around that they could see other than the edges of the rooms would fade off into oblivion, and there was a large black carved obsidian mirror at the end of the room. Nobody else could see anything except for the light that was being emanated from Ava's hands as she walked forward and touched the mirror, pulling her into another room somewhere where she ran into a very familiar friend of theirs. While she was in that room, the other room experienced the guardian of the third floor that they were in as a zombie beholder that had been in there for quite some time. Came out and tried to kill everybody. While they were doing that, Ava was able to do a clutch banish, sending Max off plane while she quickly examined the room, finding a small bag with some sort of a tool or something inside of it, and was able to figure out how to get the next gate cube from the large statue. And as she grabbed a hold of that, she was sent back to the black obsidian room where she met up with the crew that had just dispatched this beholder. They quickly plane shifted. As they were leaving, Max showed back up in the room just as they were leaving. They bamped themselves back to Pima and Seema. And when they arrived back at the standing stones there in the Chult jungle, they were advised that there was some things going on and they were in a hurry to try and leave. When they arrived, Pima and Seema looked a little bit older. Things had changed. Hear the jungle erupt with loud voices, drums. And as they quickly activated the portal, they were attacked by monstrosities of all sorts. Yuan-ti, big behemoth things coming at them, cleaving entire groups of the fleeing community as they ran through this now activated portal. And as they arrive, they found themselves in a very cold, very different area, and were immediately approached by several winged Aarakocra, maybe some others, as they all came through. And they did not seem to be very happy seeing all these people come flying through this portal. As they land and look around trying to catch their bearings, the wings come in, woof, woof, as these things come down, spear points, barking orders, chomping at them, trying to figure out what is going on. And that's where we left off. So the crew finds themselves now in a portal area, a landing of some sort, where they have a lot of these winged Aarakocra people approaching them, trying to figure out who they are and why they just came through this. So, as you see, you guys land. There's some standing stone type structures around you. The portal is just behind you as it had shut off, as it wound down, cutting off the arm of something that was trying to come through to grab you. The winged creatures are approaching you with spears drawn, leveled at you. As they start, some of them look pretty panicked, kind of nervous who just came through this portal as you land. So you find yourselves now face to face with a large group of these winged creatures coming towards you. Pima has taken an arrow through the neck and is currently unconscious. Seema is holding on to her sister, and there are the 6 of you, 5 of you, I think 6 of you. Yeah, there's one I didn't get on there. And Pima, Seema, and out of the 40 people that you saw when you arrived, there's only 6 people that made it through that portal other than you.
Oh no!
So that's where we're at. You have these things coming down at you, pointing spears, barking in some language. you don't quite understand. It's very choppy, very bird-like as they land. Large winged creatures walking towards each of you, holding spears, trying to figure out who the heck you are.
What language is it? I probably don't speak it. Okay.
You actually probably would understand some of what they're saying. You hear several of them yelling back to other people. They're come to the portal. The portal's open. Who are you? They're walking towards you. Hold them. Don't let them out. They're walking towards you with spears, trying to figure out what the heck you are.
Okay, well, if I could speak some of the language, I'll just put my hands up and be like, we're friends. Friends. We're friends.
Okay. The closest one to you kind of stops, looks at you, blinks, and as you see as they are birds, as they're walking towards you see their head kind of twitching as it's looking at you. The movements are very choppy, very quick. And you see them walking up. Tendo, are you here?
Yes, sir.
There you are. Immediately, as you kind of gain your bearings and look around, you see Ava putting her hands up. She starts speaking in what sounds like what you can hear these things saying to you. Two of them immediately turn to you, and you see they go like all of the feathers and everything on there go stand up on end. Eyes go wide. Three of them turn spears directly at you, and they start barking in their language. Ava, you hear the word Kryn several times as they approach. Spears. They three of them rear back, get ready to stab Tendo in the neck, and you hear a voice from way back in common yelling, "Stop!" All of the Aarakocra stop. It's almost like they've frozen. The wind is catching their feathers. You see the feathers kind of twitching in the wind as they're staring at you. Their heads are still alert. Eyes are watching each of you. And Tendo finds himself pinned up against the wall with three spears in his neck as they are getting ready to run him through. You see from where you guys are at the top of this, there's a stairway that runs down. And now as they say stop, you guys see that this, where you are, is up on top of a large dome or the top of a peak. And as the stairs run off, as you see out over us, all you can see through some of the clouds and the mist is massive mountain peaks that go on and on and on in all the directions that you can see, facing towards these massive group of them, some of them on the stairs, some of them still kind of hovering, the wings flapping, watching you guys from way down below where you heard this voice come from. You see a old hunched over creature that comes walking slowly between, as these others in front of him slowly slide to the side. They approach, and you see, if I can find it here. As they step aside, coming between them, you see a hunched figure walking up between. And the ones that, as this hunched figure comes slowly walking up through, they step aside. They're much taller than this one. Looks old. And as this figure walks right up to you guys, it stands looking at each of you. You can only see one eye. The other has what looks like you can see there's some haggard rags and things hanging off of this thing. It's one wing, and the hand that's holding the staff is kind of richeting side to side. As it looks, you see just the one eye as it's looking each of you over. It lowers the staff down and reaches forward and hooks it underneath the chin of Seema, who is holding her sister. It hooks the chin of her and lifts the head up, and they look at each other for a few moments. Pima lays her sister down and she stands up. And the two of them are like the same height, tiny little people, staring at each other now face to face. You hear the one that just approached says, "It's you. Now what have you done?" Pima leans and points her arm back towards her sister and says, "Can we not do this now? She needs help." The older one kind of shakes her head, and the two of them go into an embrace. And as they hold each other for a moment, they step back from each other, still looking at each other, and this stark little being looks at each of you and looks directly over at Tindo and says, "Bind him." Tindo, I need you to make a dexterity save.
I'll let myself be bound.
Okay. You see what comes out from the three that are there. One reaches to its belt, and as it comes out, it whips out, and this large lasso-like thing glowing with energy immediately wraps around Tindo, tying his arms to his side, holding him. She says, "Come pick her up." The three immediately behind this old crone-looking figure immediately put their weapons away, run forward, and they start scooping up, seeming to take her. She looks at each of you and says, "If you're here, things are not good. Come." She turns with Pima, and they start walking down the alleyway down towards this village that's ahead of them. So as they walk away, she stops, turns, and says, Put him in the hole." And they walk off. The three of them grab Tindo. Another fourth one, a fifth one, a sixth one come to you. They scoop Tindo up and fly off with him towards the village.
They're not gonna hurt him, right?
The old one kind of stops. She just hears you, and she turns and says, "Well, not if I tell them not to." She says, "We don't like his kind here. They've killed too many of ours. Come, come." And she walks away.
Okay.
He is going to follow.
Yeah.
All right, oh, for sure.
Could you please tell them not to hurt him?
She just keeps walking. The others that are there all are kind of looking at Tindo, not real happy to see him, and very skeptically are looking at each of you. As you start walking down the steps, from right at the bottom, you see a very large Aarakocra kind of stand tall and looks around at you as you are started approaching. Belladonna, you immediately hear in your head a gasp, and almost like something just scared the hell out of your
Okay.
Well, that's never a good sign.
As you hear that, you look up, catch eyes with this thing. Its head looks like this.
Oh my gosh.
Turns it watches as you approach, and you see along its back a large spear with a large tip that is black, where yours is white. The runes look very, very similar as that run down this thing. As you're approaching it, it turns its head immediately towards you, and you see it kind of take a step back and turn and starts watching you intently.
Ooh, no. In my head, I'm just gonna kind of, Spear. You really need to give me your name so I have something to call you. Who is that guy and why is he watching us?
It's the voice that kind of comes back to you is very small, almost like it's hiding within itself. And it just says, "Don't get me near that thing. Get me out of this village now."
Okay.
You feel almost a very, very heavy trepidation coming from your spear.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna give that dude a very wide berth.
Okay. As you guys are slowly walking past Kilvar, you notice as you all stand and begin walking that your eye that you have now, it's thrumming like inside your skull. You kind of rub your eye and you're like, man. As you open your eye and look around, you see faint glows off of each of your friends. The staff that Belladonna's carrying is glowing. The several other of your friends, you can see magical items that are glowing. You didn't cast your spell. Your eye has just come alive. You notice as you guys are walking past, you see Belladonna stiffen and they start staring. The other large winged creature that was just kind of standing there with its wings, you see his wings go stiff as it turns and looks at Belladonna. The two of them are kind of like doing a standoff as they walk past each other, staring at each other as they walk past. You see from Belladonna's staff a blackness that is emanating, seeping up around from this spear and going into her. And you see from this large creature, from a very black staff, a light coming out of it and seeping into it. As they walk past each other very slowly, you see this. So you follow these creatures down, and they immediately, as you guys kind of start forming up a line and start following this old crone with Pima and Sima that are going, the ones that were there all kind of form rank around you, almost like a line of guards around you as you are walking down into this village. So you approach a village. Throw this thing up here. And off in the distance, what you see are, as this comes down off of this rise, you see now before you almost like a tucked in small valley. And on the sides of these cliffs, you can see houses. You see other Aarakocra flying across this from one side to the other. And it goes out for what could be a mile of these intermittent structures on these peaks. And you can see some wood-strung bridges, some rope bridges that go across from peak to peak up here. And as you get closer to one of the edge of these, you look down off these and you see these cliffs just drop way down. And then you see cloud tops down below you that the peaks disappear into the clouds. So you get the sense that you guys are way in the hell up here. And it's cold, especially coming from this oppressive, muggy heat where you were. You now find yourselves in this village walking towards what could be a city center, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell kind of how this thing is laid out. So as you guys are walking, anything you want to do?
Yeah, who are we by? Are we by Pima at all?
They are, so the group that grabbed Seema, picked her up, they took off pretty quickly. Pima and this the dark crone looking old bird, they're about maybe 40, 50 feet ahead of you. And you guys have this now a large contingent of not real happy, pretty agitated, but not aggressive. They're agitated, but this group of Aarakocra soldiers that are basically formed up rank around you and are kind of escorting you, following the other two.
Okay. Hey, Dieter?
Hmm.
Does Pima look a little older to you?
Does Pima look older?
She does. You guys, now that she says that to you, you kind of look and you're like, you didn't really catch it, but you're like, yeah, I guess. Could be she's older. Could be she's just drained. Could be she just watched her entire village get slaughtered. Who knows?
I'll look over at the Aarakocra people and see if I can ask them what the date is.
Okay. You just gonna ask one of the soldiers?
Yeah, just the ones our new friendos.
Okay.
Not friendos.
They the first one you ask is you kind of, hey, what year is it? It looks at you very quickly like it can't believe you're speaking in its tongue. And it's kind of taken aback for a moment, and then it just ignores you, turns away from you, and keeps walking.
Aww.
You get the sense that these are soldiers. Very, very well trained, very well drilled soldiers.
Well, hopefully it's not. Oh gosh.
And as your group forms up and you start walking, that large bird that was carrying that other spear forms up right at the back of you guys so it can watch you as you guys are walking.
I'm sure it's fine, and plus we've got, big men back here.
I'm gonna put myself as far away from Big Man as I can and kind of hide behind my other friends.
So you kind of duck and dive as you make your way to the front of this group as you're walking. Okay. Yep. Okay. You have your dad with you?
Yeah, I don't let him get any farther away from me.
Okay.
God, he was bad.
Okay. As you guys make your way it turns into a smattering of small buildings, but some of the buildings have they have some walls that are built out of stone, some wood, and then on top, some of them almost look like they still have like a nest structure on top. Some have it like poking out of the side of a cliff. You see a large nest, and then there's like part of a wall with a window. It's like a mix, like you've taken a hatchery and thrown it into the middle of an old village and kind of jumbled it all up and threw it on the wall. Is kind of where you're at. You notice off where you guys are kind of heading towards, down through, there's some trails that go down through some of these peaks and little things out ahead, and all of a sudden you see a larger building that opens up. Has carvings around what looks like a doorway. Off to the side of it, there's a very large old tree that is growing up. It looks like it is a very, very ancient tree. And it is large. Like, you walk closer towards it, and as you guys get closer, the soldiers actually kind of form up, putting layers between you and the tree. They're not letting you get anywhere near it. The two, Pima and the old crone lady, they walk towards that pretty ornate looking building, if you want to call it ornate for what this is up here. Just as they are getting to the entrance, you hear from behind you an audible gasp from the very large being that had a little standoff there for a moment. A gasp, and as you turn, you see that she is looking and pointing directly at Ava and her father. Her eyes are huge, and you hear this being say something very akin to your race. The entire group stops and they look at you. This large being walks right up to you, grabs a hold of your father, pulls his shirt back to where it can see its back. It lets go. Its eyes go huge. It takes a step back and drops to a knee and bows to you, and the whole group bows down to you, Ava.
They're not gonna eat me. Okay. In bird, I will say, no, it's okay. You don't have to do that. What is happening? Need our help.
You see, and all of a sudden, as this happens, no, don't help. You turn and look, and you see it's like a ripple where these other Aarakocra, where it's like it spreads. You see them kneeling as far as you can see out. People start kneeling. You hear kind of some rumbling, some things of Avriel, they're saying, and their eyes are all huge. The large creature is actually shaking as it's kneeling.
What about the group of people that have Tendo? Are they kneeling as well?
The old crone stops just as she was about to enter, turns and looks at Pima, and quickly the head turns, looks towards you, and she comes walking back towards you very slowly. And she gets right up to you, Ava. And this one black eye, a large black bill, as it's looking at you. And you think you could see, if this thing could smile, it's probably cracked a smile. And it bows its head to you and reaches a hand out towards yours. And you notice it's holding this thing with a kind of a feathered hand, and it reaches a hand towards you to put a hand out towards you.
Hello, ma'am. I'll put my hand in hers.
She grabs a hold of your hand and speaks to you very plainly. Says, we've waited a very long time for you and your people to return. Says, what do you know of your kind and your legacy here?
I know nothing. I kind of assumed we were the last.
She kind of puts her head down and says, well, we assumed you were all dead. So this is a good thing. Well, a lot of things are going to change now that you two are here. And she looks at all the people that are bowing, and she's like, get up.
Thank you.
They all kind of shake out of what they were doing and start kind of slowly standing up. They're still kind of showing you pretty much deference, kind of bowing your head, and they start kind of widening away from you as they kind of are like, okay. And she looks at you and says, tell you what, let's She turns to a couple of them and says, "Get food, get rooms now." And they turn immediately and poof, take off in flight, heading off. So let's take care of this first. Why don't you rest? We'll meet for dinner shortly.
Do you have a doctor for my father?
She looks at your father and waves him forward. They kind of walk him up, and he's still pretty catatonic. And she kind of says, "Well, let's see what we can do for him."
If you can, I don't know if there's anything that can be done. And I'll reach into my bag of holding and just pull out these really big wings. Be like, help.
She reaches both of her hands out. You lay the wings in her wings, basically, as she holds them and she looks at them. She's she's kind of almost, the way she speaks is very quiet, very serious, and she says, "Let's see what we can do. Please go rest. We will. Let me tend to them. Your father's. I can't do much right at the moment. Let me see if I can save the other one first, and go get some rest." She turns to him and says, Take them over there. Get them in the rooms. We'll come get you shortly." And she turns with the wings and walks into this thing with Pima.
Can we have our friend back, please?
As she steps through, it's kind of like what Pima and Sima had, with a kind of a drape over the door. Just as she walks through, you say that, and she stops and turns, looks back at you and says, "Let's hold on."
Then
And
I
turns
would
and goes back
request
in.
to be sent to be with him.
She turns and walks back in.
Maybe they don't like half orcs either.
Well, if we don't like half orcs, then throw me in with him.
Are you? So that's the first words you've said right there, out loud, Cody.
What?
Is that the first words you said out loud?
Peter said yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
You see it as you start speaking.
Yeah, please know I'm actually not using a Zemnian accent.
Okay. Yeah, there's no reaction. They just look at you, and a couple of them kind of bow a little bit, and they kind of say, "Come, we have accommodations over here. Come." And they turn and walk. There's there's like a courtyard where you guys are at as you made your way down. There's this massive tree, and there's some buildings around it. And then off against one side of the cliff, you can see there's some small room-like structures that they're walking you guys towards.
Hey, Dieter.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your voice?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
You're not Dieter.
You're having a little bit of a mental breakdown here.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is going to be okay.
It doesn't seem very okay. I don't like it here. I want to find Tendo, and can we leave?
Why don't you like me? These people are cool.
I think we all agree with you.
I don't think she does. I think she likes it.
They think I'm cool.
We think you're cool. All right. Tendo's been through a lot worse than whatever they have in store. And trust me, I want to get him out of there as much as anyone else. But I think we just have to play the waiting game on this one. We have no idea where we are. Apparently the old crone is on good terms with Pima and Sima. Apparently there's something dynamic going on with Ava.
Hey, don't look at me, man. I don't know what the frick's
So
happening.
let's just bide our time. And the first chance we get out.
What if they can help us?
Gilbert, Apollo, where are you?
I'm just standing in the group with you guys, just
Muted.
listening to everything.
All right, let's go to our rooms and have some privacy so we can talk about family things.
Okay.
So yeah, they take you guys over to. There's 3 rooms that they're kind of side by side that you guys can all separate into. You can all pile into one. It's up to you what you guys want to do.
Oh, I'm escorting everyone into one room.
Okay.
Like, all right, come along. Papaya.
Okay. You guys make it into the room. For the sake of this, we're going to say that it's several hours before they come to get you. So go ahead and do a long rest. So while you guys are resting, doing your thing, we're going to do Tendo here.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh no.
Yes, sir.
Tendo, as you are wrapped in this whatever blazing light lasso rope that binds you, you're grabbed not real kindly by these things, and they take you off down the hill. You, as they're flying, you see they bypass this massive tree, this opening. You kind of get some glimpses of where they're going. They take you off down another ravine and through some misty clouds, and as soon as they come open, you find yourself on a very small pinnacle that has what appears to be almost like a prison cell sitting on top of this thing, and they come in and they basically drop you in there. They don't set you down as you hit the ground and kind of roll to the side. 4 of them set up right up on there. It's got an open top, so there's 4 of them that are perched up on there now, guarding you, watching you as you lay there on the ground. So you, not sure if you're going to try and do anything. You've got 4 or 5 of these guys sitting around watching you.
I still have all my equipment.
You wouldn't have any swords, any visible stuff that they had. They would have snagged.
Okay.
So you're in your armor, and they've dropped you in there, and you're still bound with this rope of some sort.
Okay, that's the only thing I wanted to keep was my armor. So I'm fine with not having any other possessions.
Okay.
Or my the amulet, my spellcasting focus, not the
Okay.
Luxon amulet.
Yeah, they said the only thing they grabbed would have been your visible sword, if your
Sword and
shield,
shield, I'm
stuff like
assuming.
that. Yep. And they just wrapped you in this thing and took you.
Okay, I'll just sit there. Is it daytime outside?
Yeah, you're freaking tired, dude. Like you should have slept a long time ago.
Okay.
So while you're laying there, time goes by, the hours go by. You find yourself finally doze off as you your mind begins to wander. You hear some very faint kind of laughing, reminiscent of sounds like your children playing, laughing. You open your eyes and you see that you're walking down the hallway of your old home. Down the hallway ahead of you, there's an open doorway that you can see some sunlight spilling out from one of the rooms into the hallway. And around into the room, out of sight, you can hear some kind of chuckling and playing. Sounds like children playing. As you walk towards that slightly, you hear from behind you, the voice of your wife calls your name.
I'll stop and turn around.
Okay. As you turn back to the other end of the hall, you see your wife smiling at you. She says, "Don't disturb them. Come down, come talk to me." And she turns and kind of walks away from you towards another open door at the end of the opposite end of the hall. So you're standing in a hallway. You hear your children chuckling in one room and your wife beckoning you to go to the other room.
I'll
Oh
just
man, it's just like Inception.
I'll just inch ever closer to the door. Won't peek my head in, and I won't look in. I'll just sit there and listen for about a minute or two.
Okay. You
And
hear
then,
them chuckling and laughing, and it's a sound you haven't heard in a very, very long time.
yeah. I'll walk back down the hallway.
Okay.
And go find my wife.
As you walk down the opposite way, the sound of your children fades slightly behind you. As you get to the doorway, you see that your wife is still kind of standing in the doorway where she was waiting. She's looking over her shoulder back towards you with kind of a smile on her face. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're home." And she takes a step into the room. And as you round the corner into the room, you turn where you would expect her to be standing, and you are face to face with the being that was in that tomb.
I freeze and just look around and just look at him.
The being smiles wickedly, and you see at this point that it reaches up and wipes its mouth, and you notice that there's blood on its mouth and on the back of its hand as it pulls it away. And it smiles, looking at you, and says, the lost sheep has finally been found. As you startle awake, laying on your side, you feel blood running from the side of your neck up your chin and across your chin and dripping onto the ground from the side of your neck.
I'll feel where the blood is coming from and check to see if the old wounds had opened there.
As you kind of get your arms up the best you can, you hear one of them kind of bark at you as you kind of look up. It's watching you as you reach up towards the side of your neck. As you feel along your neck, you feel where you think it was at. There's 2 small puncture wounds on the side of your neck.
Yes.
That are now open and have been bleeding down the side of your neck and running up across your chin as you're laying on your side.
How fresh is the blood?
It's still fresh. You touch it, and as you kind of look down, the tips of your fingers are wet with blood.
Looking, what does the room look like?
The room you're in?
Yes. Like, is
So
it
you're-
bars? Is it just a solid, like 4 stone walls with the
There
skull
are.
in the center?
It's kind of a circular shape that has 4 stone pieces with metal bars that wrap the rest of it. So there's like 4 smaller areas with sticks. There are thick steel bars that run around, and it's about 30 feet high. So there's no door on it. The only way out is either up or try and squeeze through one of those bars that your head can't quite fit through.
Can I see outside?
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
Roll a perception check.
What time of day is it?
It is now starting to get towards dusk.
Okay. Disadvantage 14.
So as you kind of shake what the hell you just experienced, you're noticing the blood on your hands. You kind of look around you. The super thick cloud cover has kind of dissipated slightly, and you can see off in the distance some light sources that are just starting to come on through the mist, but you can't see down any further. And it's still cloudy enough that you can see these light sources. So you assume, okay, there's probably more whatever that way, but you can't really see any other like mountain peaks or ground or anything else.
I will turn my back to the center of the hole.
Okay.
Hunch over and start activating the Nightfall Pearl.
Nice. Okay. Alrighty. So, how long does it take?
10 minutes, and after it is cast, it is within 10 miles. It is pitch black as if it was midnight for 24 hours.
Nice. Okay. So, this is kind of where you guys find yourselves. There's a trail that runs off of this peak. It goes down, and like I said, up in the sides, you can see there's structures that are built in. There are some waterfalls coming off of some of these peaks, and just as they come to get you guys to say, "Hey, we've got some food ready," all of a sudden the entire area goes darker, like super dark. Poof.
Like darker than what like dark vision can see through, or like
Yeah, so
nobody
dark. So you
see
can
it?
see it if you have dark vision, but it's as if it was like a normal night sky. It's just completely
So it
pitch
goes-
But
black.
nobody can see me now.
No moon. So
Right.
so you can't see any moon, no starlight. But
So
if you
you
have
think-
dark vision, you can still see.
Yeah, you can see it. If you have dark vision, everything's kind of muted, but you can still see out as long as you've got night vision or the dark vision.
Mike,
Do
one
any
last
of these
question.
bird creatures notice that I went completely invisible?
Don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Alright.
So, sorry, what was that, Tendo?
One last question.
Okay.
I will look around in myself for any like rocks, pebbles, anything that is sharp.
Okay. I'll say that there's a few pebbles around. There's nothing much bigger than, maybe you'd fit it in your palm very easily. Nothing super, super sharp, jagged, anything like that. There's definitely rocks laying around.
Okay. Seeing that would take too much time, I take off my chest piece and gauntlet, and from my right gauntlet, I just start stabbing and scraping any part of my body.
Okay. You're still bound across your arms and your chest with
I'm
this
just
thing.
yeah,
So
just
you're
gonna
like-
try and struggle to get out of it.
Okay. As you start struggling to get out of it, one of the Aarakocra fly down and pins you to the ground with one of its clawed feet kind of lands on top of you. What are you trying to do?
I try to get up.
Just roll a strength check.
Well, now I know why he wanted his armor to be sharp. Kind of matched all the reason I spent 6 hours.
13.
13. Okay. You push up, and this thing's pretty damn strong, and it pushes you right back down to the ground and holds you. It says, "Don't even try and get away." At that point, you hear a couple of the other ones kind of rustle and start flying down into here as well.
I try again.
Okay. Roll another one.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 24.
Okay. As you hear the other two approaching, you kind of get a little angry and you stand and push this one off, and it flies back and hits against the bars. And the other two coming in, you hear shing, shing, swords coming out as they start coming towards you. What do you want to do? You've stood up, and you now have these things coming towards you.
Are they swinging at me?
Yeah, they're coming to you. They just saw you stand up and don't know if you're trying to get away. They don't know what the hell you're trying to do.
I walk at him.
Hmm?
I walk at him.
You walk towards them. Okay.
Yep.
The one rears back and he takes a swing at you. With
I don't
this-
even try to dodge.
All right. Okay. hit rears back, and let's see, where's my roller? What's your armor?
Without a shield, it's 17.
It kind of freaks it out, and it takes a swing at you, and you step right towards it, and it kind of it goes right over your head, just barely misses your head. The other one comes towards you with both of its clawed feet out and basically grabs you and tries to pin you against the bars as it's holding you.
Sorry. I
You
actually
gonna try?
disconnected. I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. So the one missed you. It took a swing. As you step forward, its eyes went big and it swings its sword right past your head. And the other one comes in with both clawed feet forward as it grabs a hold of you and pins you back against the bars. You going to try and fight that, or as it comes in towards you?
No, I don't try to fight it.
Okay. It pins you against the bars, and it's and you hear the others like, "What are you trying to do? You can't escape. We'll kill you if you try to get out of here."
How close is the one that is holding me?
It's got both of its clawed feet into you, holding you against the bars.
I headbutt
Yep.
it.
All right. Let's roll initiative.
All right, Tendo. Way to be, man.
He's bound.
All right, Tendo.
Oh,
12.
Okay. All right. Well, looks like all three of them are going to go first. So you headbutt it. Roll an attack. So I'll just roll roll attack, an unarmed.
That's gonna miss because it's just plus my strength, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 7.
So I'll say you come forward with your head and you actually hit this thing in the beak, and it kind of shakes it back for a second. The other two are going to come in, not with swords, but with the blunt ends of their staffs. So first one, it's a 17 plus.
I'm trying to get hit by these people.
Okay. We'll say then they pretty much pummel the shit out of you.
Okay.
They just start wailing on you as the first three thump, 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 and then you kind of feel all three of them. They hit pretty damn hard. Do you want to? The first three hit you. So the first one.
I go until I'm unconscious. Not hurting them, but just keep aggravating them.
We'll just go that route then. We'll just, instead of going round after round after round, they pummel the shit out of you. And you hear them several times. They're saying things like, you dirty crick, you crin, you crin bastard. They don't like, obviously, your type, your people, your race. And you haven't heard anybody call you that race anywhere else, but they sure the hell know who and what you are.
Mm-hmm.
So while he's getting his ass kicked in there, the rest of you make your way to dinner. What do you guys want to do?
Wait, did you say we had an hour?
We had a while.
You had several.
We had a while.
Oh, yeah.
Can I talk to Dieter real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. Also, while we were waiting, I wanted to use my last third level spell slot, like before we did a long rest, to cast Sending to Tendo.
Nice. Okay.
And I would just say, hey, Tendo, don't worry. We'll get you out as soon as you can. But I honestly think you'll fare better than we will, to be frank. B. Gates, how is life? And that's where it gets off.
Okay. We'll say that message came across Tendo just as you were starting to kind of fade off to sleep. You hear them talking to you. If you wanted to send a response, I'll let you do that. This was before you had your dream.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be fine, Mr. Data.
That's all I say.
Okay.
Cool.
So you get that back. Ava, whatever you want to do to chat with whoever.
Hey, the gates.
Hi, what's up?
Yeah, look what I found. And I'll show him the little stick thing that I stole from our cattish friend.
Okay.
I don't know
Cool.
what it is. It's a stick.
So as she holds this thing out in the palm of her hand, you see that it's kind of in the middle, it's got a rounded piece that's almost like you could fit in your palm, almost like a handle of like a screwdriver or something. It's got like that in the middle.
Mhm.
And as you go to kind of reach towards it, roll an Arcana check.
All right. 12.
12.
12.
Okay. She places it in your hand. It's heavier than it looks. It's about maybe a foot long from end to end, maybe 14 inches long.
Mhm.
And the part that it drops into your hand, it's solid. And as you kind of grab a hold of it, you notice that there's some faint runic, almost arcane markings that kind of wrap around the middle part of this. And it looks like it's almost like a, not quite obsidian, but it's very dense. Can't tell if it's stone or if it's metal. Can't quite tell what the material is that the middle part is made of. And on either end, there are crystalline kind of structures that kind of come out and twist opposite directions and go to a point. As she sets this thing in your hand, it's about 14 inches long. So the crystalline
Okay.
structures are very geometric. It's not like a random crystals. It's like you can tell they're like almost mirrored as they go up, and they looks very geometric, very structured as it kind of wraps up to an end.
Wow, this is nice. Where'd you get this?
I stole it from the cat. He had it in a bag.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and sit down and take 11 minutes to cast Identify as a Ritual.
Okay. As you take the time, some kind of hits you that you're like, looks very familiar, and some of the runes that are on this thing, you immediately reach to your pendant, your plane shift. You pull it up and look, and there's several that are wrapped around that thing that have the same exact runic markings around it. So you look at it, and you can't quite pick out exactly what this thing is, but you start getting the gist that it has the same type of magic, the same type of energy that your plane shift pendant has.
Oh, okay.
But it's hard to tell exactly what the heck this thing is. It's very foreign from anything that you've ever seen. It does have some of that same magical essence to it, but it's kind of escaping you at the moment of exactly what the hell it is.
Well, it's a very cool staff thing, rod, more like a rod. It's
I'm not touching that.
okay. Well, let's put it in the bag of holding then.
Roll another Arcana check, Cody.
Okay. Ooh, that's better. 25.
Okay. Just as you're kind of saying this, and you said, yeah, go ahead and put this thing in, you glance down and you notice on the backside of your amulet, your plain amulet, there's a small indentation that catches your eye. As you flip it over, you kind of look from that to this thing that you're holding, and as you turn and kind of take one of the twisted ends towards this thing, you see that it kind of almost starts to like pull towards it. Like you see streams of energy kind of coming off of the end of this thing, going towards this small indentation that would be in the center of the bottom of your amulet. It starts to like come off as you get it closer. It's like, whoa.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it is.
Nope. Please don't.
Okay. Think of it this way. It won't be a volatile reaction. They definitely have some kind of attraction to each other, and that's a good thing. We should encourage it.
Okay, well, last time I checked, that amulet makes you go, like, to different planes.
Mm-hmm.
So what if we don't even know where we are? What if you get stuck to a different plane and then you can't get back?
Well, then I'll do this. I will cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
I don't see anything. What's happening?
Well, I have a Mage Hand out, and we can just put it on the other side of the room and just let the two of them do their thing.
You guys all in the same room?
Well, then we rely on Pima.
I think he had us all in the same room. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all in the same
Yeah,
room.
we're
It's
in the same room, yeah.
Kilvar, you would have seen this thing as you came out and he's spending the time. That thing is like with magical energy. So you're gonna grab with the mage hand.
Yeah. Yes, I will.
Okay. What would you like to do with said mage hand?
I'll just go ahead and set them on the far end of the room where none of us are.
I'm just going to say one more thing.
Yeah.
Every time I touch things, it always goes badly. So just a heads up. I picked it up first, so my bad luck is technically on it first.
Duly noted. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see what these puppies can do.
I don't know.
And I just
Okay.
like the mage hand just like scoot them together.
As it kind of comes together, it almost hits in this little indentation, and you see both of them kind of lock together. Kilvar, you see a bright energy come off of this thing. Dieter, you, as these things come together, you feel the arcane blast, and your hair stands on end.
Oh,
everything
shoot.
kind of, whoa. All you guys are sitting, you hear Dieter kind of, as his eyes go wide, this thing touches together and it emanates very, very strong arcane energy. It doesn't go anywhere. It's now kind of locked together.
Oh,
Oh no, he's doing that laugh again.
bosses does, and I'll like kind of you like cast mage hand again, just like prod it, like poke at it.
He's still across the room from you.
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of are like, hey, like do something. You're up hitting this thing. As you kind of tap it, it rolls up. So you have your amulet that's kind of circular in shape, and this thing is now locked into one side of it. So as you kind of bump it, it flips up on in. So the round amulet's on the bottom with this thing sticking up out of it. And you catch just it takes you a minute and you kind of blink your eyes. The spiral crystalline structures, it almost looks like there's energy flowing both directions through that thing.
Oh no.
Oh, what have we here? Yeah, I'll slowly approach it.
Okay. Belladonna and Apollo and Kilvar, one of the three of you roll a history check.
Oh boy.
Yeah, spit me some knowledge.
Natural one. Oh no, sorry, it's a 7. It's a 7. It looks like a 1.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Oh,
So
no.
you guys are taken back by you guys even can feel something like coming off of this thing, like a staticky. So it's Belladonna, as he kind of walks towards it, you kind of get something in your head, and you're like, I've seen that before. Like, what the hell? Like, takes you a second as he bends down. Are you going to pick this thing up there, Dieter?
Oh, yes, I will.
Wait, don't touch it.
I'll just turn and be like, what's the worst that could happen?
Every time you say
So many things could happen.
20 minutes, we're in and we're out, right?
I hate you.
And I grab it.
As you pick it up, Belladonna, it kind of catches in your head that the markings of this look very similar to what that hooded figure in the painting on the wall was holding. You're like, it's not the same, but it looks very similar to part of what that guy was probably holding.
the like timepiece kind of thing.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Why did I give that to him? I should have known better. I don't know what I was thinking.
What happens when he picks it up? Does
Yeah.
anything happen?
Dieter, as you pick it up, you feel a rush. Like, just as you pick it up, he turns and his eyes are wide. He's like, you guys can even see kind of the ends of his hair, kind of like almost like static, like the power that's now emanating from this thing. Probably more than you've held ever coming from this thing. It doesn't do anything yet, but you can feel how powerful this thing is.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
So you remember, Belladonna, the thing that you saw him holding in the painting was a very large, like an hourglass, huge, that he was holding, that had these markings all the way around it. He was kind of holding around the middle where the glass would come together. And then it had the pillars around three pillars around each side of this thing he was holding, with the arcane markings where he was holding that. It almost looks like maybe one of the bottoms and part of the middle of this thing he was holding. You're like, I've seen that before.
So it looks like it's just missing some of the pieces.
Could be.
Dieter, don't you think maybe we shouldn't mess with that quite yet when we're not all together?
Well, I mean, clearly they had an attraction for each other, and why should we keep something like that apart? We tested it out. We tested a hypothesis, and voila, we now have some kind of new component.
You know what's also attracted to each other? Bugs and light. And guess what usually happens?
I see where this is going.
Yeah.
But continue.
The bugs usually die. You're the bug. What's gonna happen?
I much prefer to like to think that I'm the light.
The light? What are you talking about?
Look at this thing! It's incredible!
It's a Sailor Moon wand of death! Put it away!
All right, we'll put it away. We'll put it away. I want to start attuning to it.
No!
Okay.
Well, I'm
It
already
takes some time. I think you're attuned to the amulet already.
Yeah.
So this piece that you just put on this thing, it kicked up the power of the whole thing together, but it doesn't really change a whole lot of what you can do with it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Definitely good to know.
So you're still attuned to at least part of that thing.
Cool. All right. How big is this thing again? How do I stow it?
So it's about 14 inches long, and your amulet, is about yay big around. That's now on the bottom of this thing, and it's stuck, and it's kind of stuck in it. As it hit, you kind of locked in.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
about now almost 16 inches tall with the inch and a half or so of your amulet plus this thing. You're about 16 inches tall. Yep. It's like a trophy.
Nice. How flashy is it? I'm guessing it's extremely noticeable.
Oh yeah, if anybody sees that thing there, yeah, it's got beautifully ornate arcane markings and writing around it, and then the crystalline, like I said, those things they're rotating, they almost look like a double helix as it comes up. They're very geometric. They're not like a jagged crystal. It's like a double helix that come up.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very, very cool. Okay. Well, I go ahead and just. All right. Well, I've learned what I can from this. Apparently, it just powers up the amulet a little bit more. Not too interesting. Why don't we put it in the bag of holding? Is that okay?
Are you?
Oh yeah. Here, pass it around.
Because
Okay.
I'm not still mad at you two or anything. No, play with the amulet.
No, you can look at it. You can handle it. Trust
Oh
me.
no, I'm pacing the room at this point.
Okay.
Hey, Deanne, is it dark yet? Like the magical darkness?
It will be here pretty quickly.
Okay.
So you guys were kind of doing this while he was over getting his beat down.
Yeah.
So
So,
Kilvar,
Kilvar, what do you think? Pretty cool, right?
So no, Dieter tried. He did cast Identify. Say what? Much. Sorry, buddy.
Thanks for trying. I appreciate it. I was awfully curious.
These guys are playing with this glowing thing. Nice.
Yeah, just watch. It's probably like the equivalent of like 10 hydrogen bombs, and we're just passing it around like a marker to sniff.
It might not be able to, break a world in half. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll find out.
What's the
Man.
worst that could happen?
I'm not gonna touch it. I want to go
Okay.
peek outside of the door. Is anyone like guarding us?
As you step outside, you're like, oh, don't see anybody, but you catch there are definitely people nearby watching if you guys come out. They're not like with 18 guards like it was before, but they're definitely keeping an eye on where you people are.
All right.
You see Tendo out there?
No, I want to go look for him, but I also don't think that would end well.
No. I sent a message to him, and he said, "I'll be fine, Mr. Data." That.
I'll be
That's pretty
fine,
cool.
Mr.
Oh, just like that, yeah.
Yep. So anything you guys want to do before the magical darkness kicks in?
Well, tell you what, they really hated Drow, right? They didn't like Tendo for
Mhm.
sure. So if we don't want him to be alone, I'm assuming they have more than one pit. Did they call it the pit? The hole? The hole? Gilbert, they called it the hole, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, think of it this way. I assume they have more than one hole, but maybe there's like a hole, like the worst part of the hole ever, reserved just for Drow, right? Like
What?
specially reserved. That's where Tendo might be. Who knows? I mean, maybe the hole. Okay, the
You're
hole
not
is.
really making me feel better.
Wait, what are you talking? What are you talking about?
Here's my point. I can transmute myself to basically be a Drow.
So can I.
You can?
I can change my appearance. I can't really change like my actual physicality, but I can look
Oh.
like one.
Well, hey, I mean, you and I could do that, and then just get caught in the hole with Tendo. That way, he's not alone. I mean,
Or
granted,
we
it'd be
could
splitting
just-
us all
But
up.
then, I was gonna say, but then we leave everyone else alone.
Correct.
And I really think the big guy does not like me.
I think he likes me.
Well, he doesn't like me, so if you wouldn't mind always being in between me and him, I'd appreciate it.
For
Sure.
sure. Hey, she said me.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, did you guys see that? They treated me like royalty. It was weird.
Apollo, have you ever you've been traveling a lot, right? Have you ever seen anything like this? Interacted with any of these bird folk?
I don't know. Have an idea?
Mm, you have
In my
the only time you've
100
the only
years
time,
of so.
yeah, the only time you've seen one of these was actually on a boat. He was a hand on a boat,
Hmm.
kind of like one of the hands that would kind of go up and do the riggings around.
Okay.
Didn't get a whole lot of chance to see him, but you remember watching him as probably on the voyage when you came across the first time.
I'll say as much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, interesting. Kilvar, what about you?
Yeah, you probably fought these things a couple times down in your the pits. It depends on which one you run into. Some of them are, yeah, some are vicious.
Okay, so from your combat experience and perspective, how bad of a pickle are we in?
With the
that
numbers here, you guys probably saw 200-300 of these things around. There's a lot of them that live in this little village up here. You ran into some of the big ones, kind of like the one that was carrying the spear. And those ones are like, they'll tear your face off in a hurry.
Why do you want to fight them?
And he doesn't like me, great.
Oh no, I don't want to fight them. I'm just curious of what our odds are.
About as good as our odds usually are.
And that's a fair point. Well, Apollo, Kilvar, what do you two think of this whole situation?
Apparently
I
nothing.
try not to.
Man,
Oh goodness.
man of few words.
He's staring out the doorway, waiting for the darkness to land.
Just kind of hanging out, watching everything.
You guys, it can't be that bad. They're nice. They gave us food and a house and healing. That's more than we can say for literally everyone else we've met.
Pima and Zima were pretty.
And you trusted them enough to leave us all alone with them.
That's a fair point.
See,
But-
you guys are being
But
weird.
they also, well, they did.
They
did.
straight up tried to kill you when we first met.
Well, that was Big Man. All right, Big Man was, wearing breeches too big for himself. Anyway, the point is, Pima and Sima didn't take Tendo, bind him, and throw him into what they call the hole.
No, they took Apollo that time.
That's right, they did. And that's right, and killed
I
him.
remember that.
Come on.
You guys need to calm down.
Who's you guys?
Yeah, they.
I
didn't
don't
really
know if in general they don't like me.
They
Big
didn't have any
guy
really
doesn't like
aversion.
me.
Yeah, you just noticed that they were all pretty standoffish to all of you because they don't know who the hell you are. You come through this portal. Once they kind of figured things out, they were more. The only one that you get that they really hate and don't like at all would be Tendo. The other ones they're more cautious of. It's just the one that was super kind of standoffish with Belladonna, and there was a certain reason for that, which Kilvar absolutely saw.
I don't even technically know all the way.
Well, who knows? Maybe he was just intimidated by you. He's like, "Oh, she's small, but she's feisty, and she can beat the crap out of me. Keep an eye on her."
I don't think that was it.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna go actually sit in a corner and pull Ruin's wake off of my back and kind of put it across my lap, and kind of try to talk with him and just Is there a reason, like, I need to avoid that person? And this is all in my head.
Okay.
In your head, it's very quiet. And comes back and says, just keep me away from that thing. If you can get me away from this thing, I'll help you with your other friend problem.
Is the thing the bird guy or the spear?
Oh, the bird guy's he's just the wielder.
So the spear is the problem.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. Are you ever going to explain anything to me, or is it forever going to be this vagueness?
Like I said, if you get me away from that thing, don't get me anywhere near that. And I will help you. I will, but don't get me anywhere near that thing. You tell it's the voice and the gist, the feelings you get. Before it was cocky, kind of arrogant, kind of like this. It's scared as hell.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything else because it's weird that it's scared, and I'm just going to sit in the corner.
Yeah, and it's the staff stuff. It feels really cold, like it's creepy, cold, scared. This thing is like, just get me away from here, please. She's sitting there holding this thing, kind of. You can see the light. It's like black. You faint. You can see like it's almost like a fog, and it comes up, and you can see it actually kind of melding into Belladonna from the spear.
Guys, I don't like it here. Can we just get Tendo and leave? Please?
Yeah, we need to figure out what's going on. We need to figure out what to do next. I mean, we have a whole manor waiting for us back in Waterdeep. And I'm sure Lif is missing us terribly.
I agree with that. We should get back to Waterdeep so I can get these keys back.
Yeah. And your sister too. I mean, I cannot imagine that we are the only group that was sent out by the magistrates of Waterdeep and everyone over there. I can't imagine we're the only people searching for more of these gate cubes.
Yeah. I mean, we have 3.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think we can take the green one, though.
Well, I mean, we could ask. What if we just need to use it, to seal the portal, and then we can just give it back? Give it back to people. We can even have them come with us in Waterdeep. They can stay at Troll Skull Manor. They could probably stay with Jareth instead if they want. If she's still around, I don't know. Are your tattoos still all dark and gross?
Let me look. Are my tattoos still all old and gross?
Yep.
Still there.
Gotcha. Well, who knows? Maybe Pima and Seema can, catch up on old times with, Mother Jareth and, inspire her back to life or something.
That's Lady to you.
I'm sorry, Lady Jareth.
Okay. I think that's a good idea, but I also don't think we should just, leave this place right now. Don't you think we should maybe figure out what's going on?
We should.
While you guys are having this little conversation, Dieter, you hear kind of in your head a very, almost like a bored voice that says, "Hello, Dieter. We're trying to check in on you. Hopefully you're alive. Please call us back. We need to know what you're doing." And it ends.
Wait. Wait. Is that... Oh, hold on. Is that the little halfling gnome?
Yep, it is. Yep.
Oh my god.
Very bored. The
totally
way he
his
says
name.
it, it's like he sent this same message over and over
Oh
and
no!
Oh no!
trying to get one of you to answer. And so he's like, it's like he woke up having his morning coffee and he's like, all right, I'll send it again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name.
Say what?
What was his name?
Rosar?
Rozar.
Yep.
Nice. I'll just stop and be like, hello, this is Dieter Giesinger. Very good to hear from you, Rozar. I have a question. What is the date where you are at? How is Waterdeep?
You get a, oh my gosh, you, what the hell?
Oh no!
You're alive. Okay, I'll let him know. And then it cuts off.
Oh.
He gets
I
another one.
guess.
You get another one back very, very quickly. Sorry, I've been trying for 8 years to get a hold of you. I'll be back. And it stops.
Oh no! So
Oh no!
So I had
We left your
I had a fourth level spell left. So before our rest, so I'll cast my last fourth level spell slot to cast Sending to him. Be like, Rosar, something is wrong. We can explain later. We're on another plane. We're okay, I think.
Technically, aren't we on the same page?
Belladonna just says from the corner.
We're on the same plane.
Oh.
Cool.
Help.
Who are you
Yeah.
talking to?
There's no response for a few minutes.
Okay.
And you finally hear a response from, it sounds like Mert.
Mert.
It comes on.
It's a name.
Holy crap. Yes. I hope you're hearing me. Yeah, we need to talk. You guys need to get back here. There's been some things that have happened. There's a lot of questions that need answering.
8 years.
Who are you talking to, Dieter?
I'll try to just reply to Mert.
Okay.
Say, absolutely. A lot to go over. We will come back as soon as possible. As soon as we're in Waterdeep, I will message you.
You get another response, this time from not Mert, from the lady.
Lady Silverhand?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh, I see you are all finally responding. She's kind of pissy when she says this. Says, check your book. There's instructions for you to get home. Come as soon as you can.
Sorry, you were kind of cutting out for a sec. What was that about a book?
She says, check your book. There's instructions on how to get home.
The book that she gave me when I went inside the place when I signed up to
hell
join
are
their
you
group.
talking
I know. I was just like watching it.
Who is
Yeah.
she?
Right, okay. Most sincere apologies.
He's sitting over there like all you see is his face like, and then what he says, and then he responds. You guys aren't hearing anything else.
It's like all just get to be like the book that they gave me when I joined their little club over in Waterdeep. I'll reply back to her and just say, my extreme apologies. Time is a very tricky thing. 8 years already. Wow, how time
8
flies.
years?
We will be there as soon as we can. Bye.
Dieter!
Okay.
You asked him how my sister was doing? What do you mean 8 years?
Do you even know who I was talking to?
No.
Rosar. He's a gnome, right?
Yep.
Rosar, my little gnome friend. He's really cool. He does more of like office work, but like he really wants to like,
I literally
aspire to
could
be-
care less.
All right. Rosar, Mert, and Lady Silverhand,
What is
Okay.
this about 8 years?
they've been trying to reach us for 8 years.
We were in that stupid tower for 8 years.
8 years.
Guys.
They said to get back to Waterdeep as soon as possible.
Okay.
Do you have any messaging spells left?
Yeah, I've got a 5th level spell
We
slot.
we we just we need to see what they want. Get Tendo and leave.
Ask about my sister.
Fine. I'll cast Sending at 5th level over to Mert. Be like, Mert, good friend. Catalanter conspiracy goes a lot deeper than we thought. How's Ava's sister? Give me all the details in 25 words or less. Talk to you soon, old chum.
You get a response back, not as friendly as before.
Yeah.
It says, the portal's still closed. She's holding. There's been a lot of things that have happened. Just get your asses back here as soon as you can.
Tell them we have 3 gate cubes.
I'm all out of sending spells.
Oh, for the love. I'll cast sending.
He says his sister's basically as good as we left her.
Half. I'm gonna wait. They're mad at us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna send sending to Lady Silverhand in my brain. And I'm gonna be like, hi, this is Ava. Sorry we've been gone for so long. We got stuck in some weird time tower. We have 3 gate cubes. That's all I say.
Her response is very, it's not like angry, rude. It's very curt, just very to the point. And it is, oh, good to hear you haven't been dilly-dallying. We could use your help. Bring him home. Tell that incompetent wizard of yours to check his damn book. And she leaves it alone.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, wizard.
I checked my book. Sorry, I don't know your conversation. It's like, yes, Ava.
You know? Never mind. You're a good wizard, dear. Good wizard.
Well, I'm beat.
Yeah, I could use a nap.
All right. Well, you guys take a long rest. Paula, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I was gonna go out and try and find somebody to trade my leathers away for some nice warm clothing.
Okay. Yeah, let's say as you guys kind of step out, the magical darkness kind of kicks in.
Okay, so it does now.
So, do you want to walk out and do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of walk out and you see there's a few around, and they're all kind of like look up at the sky like it got dark quicker than it should have. You see they're kind of like, what the hell? And you were able to walk right up to a couple of them that are kind of looking around. You scare the piss out of them as you walk up to them.
Yes.
Like, hi. They kind of turn and jump back from you and can we help you?
I just ask. Looking for some more plain clothing. I would like to trade my leathers from my homeland for something a little more intricate.
And one kind of looks you up and down and says, okay, let me see what we can find. And you see they're not really wearing a lot of clothing. I mean, they have some armored pieces, but they're like, let's see what we can do. So they walk you over to what you can't tell that it's even a shop. There's like no signage, but you step inside and there's a older male, what it looks to be a male, kind of missing a few feathers and turns, and says, hello, stranger, what do you need?
Just some, I don't know, something more comfortable than what I'm wearing.
So you're looking for like furs? What are you looking for?
If you have anything woven of cloth would be great.
He turns and kind of rifles back through. Just like it looks like just a stack of crap sitting in the corner. Like there's no racks. It's not like a shop. He kind of flips through, pulls out some stuff, and turns and kind of holds it up. And you see that it looks like it's probably from some sort of a goat or a something. It's got some leather. It's got a little bit of fur. He holds that up and he's like, just lays it down, kind of digs through some more, pulls out some, looks like old, almost not like, it's like a knapsack kind of look to it. So he's like, you said you wanted cloth. This is about the best I can do. And he hands it to you. So you feel it, and it is, as you pull it, it looks like a knapsack, but you pull on it, and that is strong. Like it's, you pull it, and it's not tearing. It's like, huh.
Instead of my armor, how much for the cloth?
Well, we don't really use a whole lot of coinage up this way, so.
What do you use?
Something to trade. He kind of points around, and you see there's staffs. There's a few things here and there, some trinkets, some nothing super nice in this little shop that you're in. But he says, you notice there's no coinage around here. It's just kind of barter and trade and help each other out with what we need. He looks at you and says, you came with the little elf girl, didn't you?
Yes.
He kind of looks at you and is like, you can tell he's like trying to look at your back. He's looking at you like, seeing if you're have wings too.
Yeah. And I just kind of like follow his gaze and like look over my shoulder, and I look back at him and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Sorry. You don't have, you're not Avriel, are you?
No.
Oh, okay. He kind of relaxes and okay. Well, tell you what, if when you're done with your business here, come see me. I may have I can give you whatever you need if maybe you're willing to do some work. I've got some issues with some things down below that keep bugging us that we would like to get rid of.
Sounds good.
He says, well, when you're done with your business here, come see me.
Okay. And then I go back to the hut where everybody else is.
Okay. So pitch blackness. Tindo, anything you wanted to do in the pitch dark in the cage?
Nope, I'd be unconscious.
He's bleeding out. Just as it goes pitch black, Paulo makes his way back over. Paulo, as you're walking back, you see there's a contingent of several of these folks that are coming towards the door to probably to get you guys. They, knock on the door.
Before. Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll just kind of hide in the shadows then and watch what they're doing.
They walk to the door, and you guys inside hear the on the kind of the wood frame. He said, "Dinner is being served. They would like to see you." Just to all of you.
I'll unlock the door or walk out.
I'm just saying, we could disguise ourselves to look like Jarlath Tendo and go get him.
But then, what if we miss something important?
Oh, you're right. Maybe Ava can use her position of influence. Yeah.
That's your last thought?
I have a lot of thoughts, okay?
Oh, for the love.
You guys gonna go with them?
Yeah.
Okay. They walk you guys over to that main larger building. As you guys step inside, you see that there's the old crone lady kind of in one corner talking to Pima, and you see that Seema is actually kind of leaning up. She looks tired, and she turns and looks at you, and big smile comes across her face. She says, "Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. Come here." She kind of waves you guys over to her. The other two are sitting kind of talking, and she's over by herself on a little bench, kind of resting, it looks like. She says, "Don't worry about Tyndall. We're working on. There's some strong feelings here. We'll get him. But let's eat." Oh, dinner is brought in. You see that there are a lot of nuts, berries. Looks like a lot of different things.
Oh,
And
hell
there's a very large, some sort of creature. Could be a very, very large rat. Could be something else that has been kind of cooked up, and it's on a plate as they plop it down on the table. And the Aarakocra that brings it in kind of bobs its head and walks back out. And then the little crone lady turns and says, "Please eat. Get your strength. There's much to discuss."
How is my father doing?
She kind of looks at Pima and Seema and then back at you and says, "Well, he's about the same as he was. Let's eat, and you and I can have a talk."
Okay.
So, you guys eat. What are you doing there? Tendo, you feel yourself being lifted. Kind of as something kind of carrying you as your eyes kind of come open, your arm dangling, and they're carrying you back towards somewhere.
Am I
After-
still?
Good.
I was gonna ask. I'm assuming I'm still bound.
You're not. Your arms are kind of dangling, and something's holding you. Looks like you kind of glance. Looks like one of these things has two large clawed, taloned feet that are wrapping your entire body. Massive, as this thing's flying back towards where you came from before.
And I don't. This wasn't one that was beating the shit out of me, right?
Oh, this
Okay.
thing way bigger.
I'll just close my eyes and rest them.
After a few minutes, you guys that are inside eating, you hear from outside kind of a when as it lands outside, something lands outside. They the door flap kind of parts open, and you see two of these Aarakocra holding Tendo, walk him in and kind of just drop him on the floor and turn and walk back out. He's bloody. He's been beaten severely.
Yeah, what health am I at?
Oh, if you went till you were unconscious,
Yes, sir.
you're at Like one,
Okay, sounds good to me.
they beat the hell out of you.
I'm going to run over to Tendo and help him up. Just,
Okay.
Are you okay, Mr. Tendo?
I don't get up off the floor.
What the?
Are you conscious? Are your eyes open, or are you just laying there?
I'm just laying there looking at the ground. Kind of more of the you know, the 9 mile stare, the 9-yard stare is off into the distance.
What happened? I'll walk over and give him some healing.
Okay.
I don't move.
He gets
How-
3 points of healing.
Hey, thanks.
Crap.
Have I ever heard of a place like this with bird people?
Yes. They're back in your military days. You were actually a part of raids on 2 of these type of cities before,
Okay.
closer to your homeland, where you guys basically went in and annihilated an entire city.
I would like to just also get up and head over and cast Prestidigitation on Tendo, just kind of start cleaning him up.
Okay.
Do I know roughly how far my home is from here?
That's tough. What would you have that would lend you to that?
No clue. Just like roughly, like I don't know how many of these places there were, or if I have heard certain
Okay.
ones.
So
I'm just kind of guesstimating. It's like, okay, maybe it could be here, maybe there.
Gotcha.
That's really it. Just going off of.
So, back in the war, when you had your experiences of wiping some of these settlements out, they were all along the. Let's see. Most of them were over in the Ashkeeper Peaks,
Mhm.
south end. The 2 that were there, but you were on 2 of them, and from what you had heard and from the reports you got after that, there hadn't been any other settlements in the Ashkeepers. So I'm not quite sure exactly where you are.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, Pima and Seema, where are we exactly?
They, yeah, this is a lot. They begin to explain to you that as the guardians of their portal, that they said that was our birthright, our responsibility. She points to the old crone lady and says, "These folks here are our counterparts, I guess you could say, on this portal. They're sworn to protect it, to guard it, to keep it safe, and to ensure nothing comes through or goes out that shouldn't." And they kind of smile at the old little bird lady and said, until you guys came with that hour cube, we had never fired that thing up. My grandmother did many, many years ago, and so did her grandmother. Says we met when we were children, but we haven't been able to or hadn't had to use it. And until you brought that cube, or until it reappeared and activated the cube, the powers had been drained for many, many years. We didn't even know that these things worked anymore, but we were still responsible to keep them safe. Where you are now is a settlement that goes by the name of Volantum.
Volantum?
Volantin. VOL_ANTIN. And the little crone lady comes over and she says, we're in the heart of the Sirios Mountains.
Would I know where we are at now?
Oh, yeah. So she says that, you're like, oh, shit.
Okay. Do I
Now
know
you
how far?
There you are.
Roughly how far are we from my home?
Oh, you're probably pushing 1,000 miles away. You're a long ass way. You're on the opposite side of the continent.
Yeah. That's what I assumed.
She looks at Tindo on the ground and she says, Pima and Seema have explained many things. Your friend, our people have been pushed to extinction because of his kind. So do forgive for the treatment, but it is warranted. She doesn't offer really any more of an apology at all. She says, but I understand that he's with you and he will be safe for the rest of the time that you are here. She says, what is it that brought you here?
A big circle door.
Pima and Seema are they kind of laugh and shake their head a little bit. They're like, why here? Is what the little lady said. Why here of all places? Why did you come here?
Right. Well, when I was looking for my dad, he told me I had to find the lore keeper. Whatever that means. And so we found the key to open the gate, and then we were like, well, we have to run. Where should we go? And then they were like, well, let's go find the lore keeper. I actually think I said that. And then we came here.
She says, oh, okay. Well, when you came through, the energy from the cube that you used transfers to the gate, and she pulls out a cube from a small pouch and holds it up. It looks the same as the other one. She says the cubes, once they are activated in the gate, they stay a part of the gate. The energy is transferred to the other cube as it comes out. So there's always the same number of cubes active to open these portals. So I'm sad. And Pima and Seema, you see them kind of get a little sad. She says, the portal that you came through in their homeland is no more. Once the energy passed through into this cube, the gate on the other side was destroyed.
Oh no.
Pima and Seema they smile slightly and they say, it's okay. We're all that's left of our village anyway. And I can't thank you enough for bringing me through. There's the little lady, she kind of walks over to you, Ava, and says, you said you want to see the Lord Keeper?
I mean, that's what my dad told me to, and I keep seeing the symbol everywhere. And now that I found him, I'm not quite sure, but I guess there's still my sister, so yes.
She says, well, if you want, I can take you to
Oh,
where
he's here.
she may be.
Oh, she. Yeah, that would be awesome. Do I need to wear anything like fancy or?
She chuckles, kind of a cock, like a this little bird face. Says, "No." And she kind of motions to her own garb. She's like, "You're fine, dear." She turns and starts walking towards the door and says, "Maybe we should bring your dad too."
Okay, yeah, that would be awesome. Where is he?
You look back kind of where Seema was laying, and you see he was kind of hunched in the corner, just almost looks like Tindo staring off into nothing, still very catatonic and just kind of dazed.
Aw. Yeah, I'll like go up to grab him, or if they grab him, I'll kind of let them do it. I don't know.
Okay. She says, "I can take Ava and one other that can help bring her father, but the rest of you should probably wait here." Who wants to go with Ava and her father?
Who do you want to go with you, Ava?
I mean, well, I'm good with anyone if anyone like has any questions. Does anyone particularly want to go?
How long will it take?
She says, "Oh, it's just down the path a little ways to her cave. Shouldn't take us too long."
Either of you,
Belladonna,
do you want to go?
why don't you have Belladonna go with you?
Okay,
She's got a good sense about people.
come on, Bella, let's go. Plus, the bird guy's not going to be there.
Yeah, we'll make sure Big Man stays here. Is he in here with us?
No, he's not.
Oh, best of luck. He's probably out there.
Great.
He's the lore keeper.
No.
Come on, Bella, you've been
Yeah.
chosen. Donna. Shit.
Yeah, take
It's
Belladonna. She's got good sense of people.
Are you sure? I'm the newest. Okay. Please watch after Tendo.
I will. You keep it safe. To do that.
Last time we split up, this did not go well, but it's fine.
All right, come here, Tendo. Let's feed you some potatoes and berries. Sorry, they don't have potatoes. Let's feed you some nuts and berries.
Yeah, don't feed him anything not vegan, because it's probably bad for his stomach.
Just give him all the rats. That's right. Okay, so Ava and Belladonna are going to go with the dad.
Apparently, yes.
While you guys take it, it's a winding trail. It takes you a little while to get down to it. Apollo, are you inside or are you sitting outside?
I'm sitting outside.
Okay. You see them kind of exit and following the little old crone lady. They walk and go off down a path and kind of disappear down a small ravine off to the side of this main little village area.
I'm going to follow him at about maybe 15, 20 yards behind.
Okay. It takes about, like I said, you kind of pick your way down this path. It goes down a small winding trail. And you guys make your way down to another little opening that opens up into a kind of a small bowl area. And there's a cave entrance to the back of this small little opening. Right out front of this cave entrance, you see there's some little pieces of wood stuck in the ground that look like they have almost like pieces of wood or sticks and stuff that have been kind of tied into like little circles or little what looks like maybe runes kind of hanging around the entrance of this cave. So as you make your way towards the entrance, from out of the darkness, kind of right at the edge of that cave, you see that very large winged being step out. And he looks at you guys, looks at Belladonna, and looks back at the little old lady and says, "They're not all going in there at once." She kind of shakes her head, so turns back to you and says, "He's the guardian of the cave." He just points to the spear and says, "It's his job. So
This is backward.
would
Dieter, like the dining hall's like.
so it says only one can go in at a time." She kind of nods her head and says, "Do you want to go in and talk?"
Me?
You're the one that was looking for answers.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
I will, I'll just head on in then.
Okay. As you walk into this cave, it's dark. As soon as you step in, you see kind of a light that kind of illuminates the ground. There's a small trail that leads forward to a circle of what look like small altars, and one on the very end that has a risen altar that you can see has a large skull of a stag with horns and antlers that come up, and about a 3-foot tall carved like an effigy. And as you kind of walk up and look a little closer, you see emblazoned right on the front of it, carved in very deeply, is that rune that you had been seeing very darkly embedded into this effigy that's about 3 feet tall. Looks like a small carved statue almost sitting up on the end.
Okay. Hello? There's no one in here?
As you kind of glance and look around, Belladonna, you're kind of standing outside, almost as a kind of a standoff, holding on to the man, watching this dude. And you kind of blink and you look and you notice that the little old lady isn't there. It's just you and him and the old man.
I'm so sorry.
Apollo, you kind of come around the bend and you look and you see this. They're kind of standing, staring at each other at the entrance to this cave.
So it's me, Ava's nearly catatonic dad, and Birdman who hates me.
Yep. There you go, staring at each other.
Great.
Ava, as you're like, hello, you turn, and as you turn back around, you see the little crone lady standing in front of you as you turn and look at her. And she lifts a hand up. She lifts a hand up and goes, blows dust, and it hits you in the face. And you black out.
Oh, shit. Oh, don't do drugs, kids.
You suddenly, first thing that kind of hits you is a smell. And what you smell is pine, and then some sort of smells of the earth. And you feel a breeze hit your face, and as you blink and your eyes focus a little bit, looks like you're standing in a grove that you played in a lot as a child.
Oh, okay.
And the trees look familiar, the smells, the light of the sun, everything, you feel almost like you're home. And you catch just off to the right of you a motion through some of the trees. As you turn, you see that there's somebody else here with you that kind of disappears behind some of the trees as you're looking out through this thick forest.
Hello?
You hear a soft female voice that comes to you and says, "Oh, Ivania, how are you, my dear?"
You know, I've been better. If I look around, can I see anyone?
As you kind of glance around, you catch just at the corner of your vision kind of a movement, and you turn, and she's not there anymore. And you catch another glimpse. So as you're kind of like looking around, it's going through the trees kind of all around you. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where you're hearing and seeing this from. And the figure says, "What is it that brings you here to me?"
Well, my dad told me to find you. I mean, I could probably use some help.
What is it that you need help with?
I don't necessarily know how to save my sister or anyone else in my new family, I guess. I don't really know what I'm doing.
So you're trying to save them. Save them from what?
Well, all of them have different things that I'd like to save them from.
You hear kind of some chuckling. It says, "What do you know of your companions?"
Well, I don't want Bella to get eaten by a demon. Tendo, there's some stuff to unpack for sure. Kilvard, I think he's okay, but there's some weird stuff going on with his eye. And I'm not sure if he likes me. Apollo's freaking dead. I don't know what to do about that one. And I'm trying to save Dieter from himself, I think?
Yeah. So, what about you?
Me? I mean, I'm hardly the one to be worried about here. I mean, my sister's tied to a portal to hell, and my dad can't even say his own name. And I have no clue where my mom or brother are, so.
So what are talked about everybody else? What are you battling? What is causing you so much pain?
Well, are we talking like physical or emotional? Because I mean, there's lots to unpack there too. I'm still like looking around trying to find this lady.
And it's still kind of just like you look and it's not there, and then you catch another glimpse, and kind of each time you see it, what you catch kind of is a female figure with kind of some flowing robes that just kind of disappears as you look. It kind of disappears and blends in with the trees. Says, So, what is it that you need from me?
How do I help best? I'm a little confused on where to go at this point. There's a lot of things that need to be done and a lot of problems that I feel like need to be solved as soon as possible. And I don't necessarily know where to go.
Oh, so you need help, but you don't know what you need help with. You have lots of problems, but don't know how to even approach any of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, why is it that you think your father told you to find me?
Well, he said there isn't much time. Find the lore keeper. And then I got sucker punched in the face. That was 8 years ago. Holy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Ah,
Sorry.
I think he probably is talking about how people are trying to open up portals everywhere and destroy the world. Or he could be talking about my family. I don't know.
so, what do you know of the calamity?
Oh gosh.
And
I
more
don't know
importantly,
much. I don't know
what
much.
your people.
Oh, I know that my people were guardians of portals and that they got killed off by giants, was it? Or deep devils? Can't remember. Either one.
The reason you're here, the reason your father told you to find me, is hopefully to open your eyes to see the truth of who you are and what you are.
Okay.
As you're kind of like, what the hell is she talking about? You feel a presence come up behind you.
Ugh.
As you turn, you see a being step out that is taller than you and is glowing with a radiant kind of light as she walks towards you.
Well,
What you notice, odd, she has the flowing robes, and you see wings that are kind of up and tucked back behind her. And one of them is a stark white, and the other one looks black and like it's been burned. And she steps forward, and she has across her eyes what looks like a bandage that wraps all the way around her eyes with black flowing hair. And she kind of smiles slightly as she steps forward towards you. She
Whoa.
says, she reaches out very, very slowly and kind of wraps her hand around your amulet that has the image of Rei. She looks at it, and at least you think her head tilts down kind of towards it. And she says, what do you know of this goddess that you rely so heavily upon?
Well, she saved me when, they were trying to kill me. And Tendo says that she kind of stands for helping people and peace and, helping people be better and healing and all that sort of good stuff.
So how do you know that it was her that saved you?
Well, I woke up with the amulet, so I assumed. I guess I haven't really talked to her. But Tendo says that I was saved by her, so was he wrong?
Well, she lets go and steps back. She says, she is a very interesting being. I guess I could see that she would save you. And she turns kind of away from you as she's kind of walking, just talking. The black wing you see is kind of like misty. It like as she turns and kind of walks. She says, she is one that values the light above all. And she turns the head kind of back towards you, looking over her shoulder, and says, Is there any darkness left in you?
Well, probably. I mean, I'm trying to be better. I really am. I get angry a little sometimes, and I get scared a lot.
She turns and says, there's nothing wrong with being scared. It keeps you aware, it keeps you from being complacent. But don't be afraid of the darkness. It's just as much a part of you as the light. You need both. She points up at the sky, and you see the sun shining brightly, and then she kind of points over to the shadow that's being cast by a tree. And you see in the shadow, you see that there are mushrooms and other things growing. She says, they're just as important as the other. If there's nothing but light, nothing would survive. We need both. She says, your father wanted me to help you because you are more important than you realize.
More important to what?
She kind of, well, I think you could ask your friends. You have saved each and every one of them. You have been the one that has brought this crew of misfits together, that keeps them together. You are the one that has accepted the others for all of their flaws, all of their strengths. And it looks like to me that you and your sister are the only thing keeping a lot of things from coming into this plane of existence. So, I will do whatever I can to help you. And you see motion behind her, something else walking up towards you. Belladonna, you, as you guys are having this stare off outside, you feel Ava's father go limp in your hands.
Oh no! I'm gonna check for a pulse.
Okay.
Oh no!
While you're flailing around, Ava, you see your father come walking through the trees. Large smile comes across his face as he sees you, and Ava, he runs to you and puts you in a massive embrace.
Oh, you're okay, and you're here.
He he's weeping as he's kind of holding you. Says, I'm so glad you listened. I'm so glad you came. I told you time was short. And I'm glad you listened. My time is even shorter.
What do you mean? Where are you going?
He kind of leans back as he's holding to you, and tears streaming down his face. He says, I'll be here all the time. I'll be with you. But my body is done.
Wait, but I can help. I can heal your body.
He smiles and says, trust me, you've helped more than you know. He turns and looks at this being, and she smiles, and he looks at her and says, kind of nods his head, says, I've done my part. I've kept my end of the bargain. She smiles and says, you have. And she turns her face towards you and says, Your father is a very brave man. The things he's done to prevent things from destroying this world will be sung about by the bards of the future. She smiles widely and says, "Take a few minutes." And she turns and kind of walks into the trees.
I don't understand.
Your father turns back to you and he kind of just grabs you by the face and he says, "Don't be scared." He smiles. He's like, I'm not in pain. I will be with you. Everything I've done is for you, your sister, your mother, and for the rest of this world. So I've done everything I can. The entity that was infesting that tower is gone. Take the cubes back, find the others, and set your sister free. She needs you. He pulls you in as an embrace again, weeping. Says, "I love you, and I will be with you always. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the light. It's here for you. Use them both."
Wait, but I I saved you. You're here with us. You don't have to go anywhere. You can't leave.
He chuckles and says, "My dear, I made my choices. You did save me. You got me here. So now that I can continue to help you, had you not listened, you would never have made it here. It's okay. I will see you again, but I will be with you always." He grabs you again by the face and says, "I know this is a lot. I know you're confused. When we were separated, your mother and I followed the evil that was sprouting in the world. That is our job. That is what we were made for. You're doing exactly what you're made for, what you're meant to do. Keep going. Don't stop. If it costs you everything, then it's worth it. There's no one else that can do what you can do. Go find your sister. Go find the other cubes. Your mother is still out there somewhere."
I don't know what to do.
He smiles and says, "You know exactly what you need to do. Go be you. Go defeat these evils that have been let loose in the world. Seal that hole, seal that portal, free your sister. Then continue to fight and find the darkness and bring light. It's part of you. It's what you're made for. I will be with you." And he hugs you again and starts weeping. As you are standing there weeping, you hear just a faint "Goodbye, my dear." You find yourself on your knees back in the cave, weeping, alone.
Is the bird lady in with us? With me? Is it just me?
Just you. As you kind of sit up, wipe your face, and you look around. There's nobody else in there with you.
Okay. I will head back out to Belladonna then.
Okay.
Looking like a mess.
I
Okay.
take it I found no pulse.
As you are kind of frantically searching, the large bird creature kind of steps back away from you and watches. And his head turns very quickly and he looks up towards where the trail, like he almost caught something up there, whether it was him or maybe he heard it from his staff that something else was around. His eyes start darting around through there. He takes a few steps out away and is kind of scanning the area. Belladonna, from the darkness of the cave, you see Ava walking slowly out of the cave. You catch just a glimpse of movement in the light and you turn, and as she steps fully into the light, she's tears streaking down her face as she's crying. She's walking out looking distraught. As she steps into the light, you see wings off of her back. One black, one white. As she steps out, she's crying.
I just didn't even notice him.
You had no freaking clue. You were absolutely distraught.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll just kind of like look at Belladonna, and I'll just kind of like run over to her and just kind of hug her.
I'll hug her back, and I have tears just kind of silently falling down my face, and just, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. He collapsed, and I'm so sorry, Ava. I didn't know what to do.
It's not your fault.
It kind of feels like my fault.
No, he talks to me. It's not any of our fault, I think.
Okay. So you look a little different.
Yeah, I don't have a very good crying face.
No, it's not that. I'm gonna kind of tug lightly on one of your wings.
Can
You
I
see-
feel it?
Oh yeah, you see the large dude that who's scanning around. As he turns, he sees you do it. He even like steps back from you, and his eyes are wide. He's like, "Oh!" He again drops to a knee and kind of prones himself out towards you.
I'll just kind of stiffen. Those weren't there before.
Yeah, I know.
Can I try to like flap them a little?
As you try and you feel the familiar that you had felt your entire life growing up. They feel strong. Like one of them, like I said, as it kind of flaps, you notice that the feathers along the top of one are black and then they fade to white. The other one is white and then it fades to black on the end.
I've got Unis on his wings.
Unis honest.
So excited.
So you get kind of a blend of black on one shoulder, white on the other shoulder, and then it kind of fades opposite. And then in the middle, it's kind of opposite too. So you get this funky pattern of black and white. Beautiful.
Awesome. I was not expecting that to happen.
I wasn't either. So I assume other than the thing with your dad, it went okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine, I think.
Who had your dad's wings that were chopped off?
I gave him to the healer lady.
So you notice that she comes walking out of the bushes or the darkness as well. She's holding what were your father's wings that are now blackened, almost charcoal looking, as she kind of walks up towards you and looks up at you and kind of nods her head. Says, well, looks like you got some answers.
I have way more questions than I have answers right now.
She kind of chuckles and says, that's usually what goes when you figure something out. Something else always pops up.
Will you keep those here, maybe? I think he would like them somewhere around here.
She nods her head and says, how about we take them inside?
Yeah, that's probably best.
She walks them into the cave, and you see as she walks back up to where that altar was, there's little effigy is still sitting there, and she walks over to one of the others and lays these wings down on one of the other stands. Says, I hope your father had some good news for you. Says, we could use your help here too. So
I'll do whatever I can.
okay. So yeah, we have we can't use that portal to go back the way you came. But there's a lot of things here that we could use your help, your crew. There's a lot going on here.
I'm sure we'll be able to help somehow.
Sorry, well, I'm going to head back.
Yeah, I'll come with.
She reaches out and kind of pats you on the hand and smiles and looks at your wings, and she's like, do you remember how to use those things?
We're gonna find out.
She smiles.
I guess I'm gonna have to cut my cape in half.
She turns and walks towards the door. So, as you guys exit the cave, you see the guy is still prone on the ground, like bowed.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I mean, if you want to, you can, but no one's making you. What's this guy's name anyway?
She kind of chuckles and says, he's an idiot. You don't, she just shakes her head, and you see as she says this, he kind of clicks an eye towards her. She's like, get up. I told you, you don't have to do this. He takes a minute, stands, and kind of comes to his full height again, and Belladonna, you hear your little staff kind of like, yeah, please get me away from him. Doesn't like him at all. She's like, he finally speaks in a low, deep voice. He bows his head. He says, my name is Click. Klic.
Hello, Click. I am Ava.
Oh, I know. We all know who you are. You are welcome here. You have my staff, my spears, whatever you need.
That's very kind. Thank you.
He bows his head and looks towards Belladonna, and he tilts his head slightly and kind of says, I take it you know what I have and what my responsibilities are.
Not really. I'm kind of new to this.
He smiles, and it takes a minute to get used to something in your head, doesn't it?
You have something in your head?
My friends don't really know about that.
His eyes kind of, well, my apologies. He looks at your staff, and you hear him kind of like, I know, like, I will. He turns and walks and says, I'll meet you back, or I'll see you around. He kind of walks and takes off back up towards camp.
Bella? Bella?
Yeah.
You okay? You look a little scared.
So it's not really me that's scared of him. It's the spirit.
The spear is afraid of the bird.
No, the spirit's afraid of his spear. I didn't go in with them when they went and took the wings in, right? I'm assuming I stayed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they took your father in there as well and laid him, his body inside the cave.
Spirit. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I would have done if they left him in there, I would have cast gentle repose on his body.
Okay.
And probably left like a couple of my feathers and then just
They lay him down, and it's proper for him. It's not a just throw his body on the ground thing. It's nice. She takes care and puts him in there, kind of in repose now in this cave.
Okay, cool. Anyway, back to this voice in your head. And it's not just like your conscience, it's like an actual spear talking?
Yeah. He has a voice. And something about Click's spear really scares him. So I kind of was afraid Click would do something to me or his spear. I guess not. Did you really get answers in there?
No and yes. She said, and my dad said, just to keep doing what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Which the problem is, I've been doing literally nothing at all. Like, I just kind of go where everyone's like, oh my gosh, there's so much drama here. And I'm like, okay. But I guess we just continue doing that and fight evil. And we'll be awesome and stuff.
Well, it must be nice to at least have some guidance of where to go.
Well, you do too. You're part of the group, and apparently I'm the group leader. So the god lady said it, so it's decreed. So
I'm still pretty sure you're the only one, maybe Tendo, who really considers me a full-fledged part of the group.
You're a part of the group. Don't let the grumpy pants say anything.
The little old bird lady, she's gone. She's like, she walked off.
That's me, you, Tendo. That's 50% of the group. So
I'll keep trying to, I guess, earn my.
you're not gonna earn anything. We're a family, not to. What's something you have to earn a position?
I don't know.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Well, I still feel kind of like I need to prove myself. But
I mean,
I'm good to, walk back if you want to pester me.
okay. Well, I might wait for a minute till there's someone around who could catch me, Not that I don't doubt your abilities. I just, it's kind of far down.
Let
And
me fly over the trail.
will you hold my hand like a balloon?
I can.
Nice.
Okay, I'll hold on to your hand, and if I start to fall, I'll just fall on you.
I'll take out just my regular bow staff and just kind of like
Oh, perfect.
hold the end of that.
We will have flying lessons on our way back.
Okay.
Oh, and Belladonna, I'm sorry about the spear. That sounds kind of whack.
Can we not tell anyone?
Yeah, I assumed that's what you would want.
I'm kind of worried about what they might think. I'm already the new person who you don't know very well, and now I have some spear that talks in my head.
Yeah, I won't say anything, but I do think that they wouldn't care. But it's up to you.
I could just keep it between us for now.
Deal.
Thank you. I don't know yet.
So, Paul, are you sitting outside still watching?
But I'm hiding the best that I can.
Oh, Apollo's there the entire time. He's always there.
He's been watching. He's watching come out and try and kind of roll a d20 for me.
I'm gonna assume I'm gonna end up looking like a drone with only half battery. Yeah, it's a solid 7.
Okay. As you come out, the first couple of flaps kind of smack Belladonna in the face, like.
I'm sorry. It's okay.
It takes you a few tries to finally get yourself back to where you feel like you're hovering and kind of whoa. It may take you a bit to get used to them again.
Awesome.
But give it a little bit of time. Those things will be functioning normally. At least they should be. Paula, you're watching this. Now she has wings kind of watching you. Wow. So you make your way back up to the village.
Yep.
Paula,
I do
what
not fly in the village. I do
Yeah.
not do that to myself. I'll land and walk gracefully.
Got it.
I was gonna make my way into the cave after everybody left, sneakily.
Okay. Cool. As they come by, kind of flapping, and you hear him kind of chuckling, and you hear Belladonna laughing at her, and as she smacks her in the face a few times with her wings. She takes her a few minutes. You watch her kind of. It gets quiet. Just kind of wind blowing. It's still dark as hell from the. It's nighttime plus the ultra dark. You walk your way towards the cave. You walk inside and you see the same thing. You see her father now in repose with some things around him, the wings laying on one of the pedestals that look to be almost charcoal black. And you see the same things that she saw. What would you like to do?
I would like to you said there was an altar in there that was slightly raised, right?
That's the one at the very end. So I'll move this thing over out the way. So
Okay.
This one right up here
Perfect.
has the effigy on it. It's raised up on the steps. There's the large skull with the stag antlers, and
Okay.
then this thing sitting kind of right below it. This effigy of what you kind of look at now and can see that it's kind of a female form with that large rune on its chest. And then there's the altar over here that has the wings on it. Then this one is empty. This one's empty. And this one's empty.
Okay.
There's
I'm gonna go by the big middle one right here and just kind of like semi in a trance and semi in a like a prayer state and just try and commune both with like my new whatever figure. I'm assuming kind of a goddess, but don't know yet.
Okay. Whatever the heck it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've only ever seen her once.
Yep, that's true. So as you take a minute, you can hear now in here some kind of somewhere in the cave, you hear some water dripping. It's quiet in here. You take a breath and kind of feel yourself begin to kind of leave your body as you are just trying to figure out what the heck is going on. You hear a faint voice from behind you. It says, finally come to see me, huh?
I guess I didn't know how to get here.
Well, I can see why she likes you more than the others. But you definitely still have some work to do. She says, what is it that you need?
Why am I here? As in, why am I still alive? If you can even call it that.
Oh, well, you're breathing. You're still experiencing life. You have friends that are depending on you, that you are depending on. I would consider that a life, would you not?
I agree. I feel like life is more painful now with my companion that I had for many years, even before my current friends. Still don't know what to do without him.
She says, turn around and look at me.
I do it. I turn around and open my eyes.
Okay. You turn around, you see the same female figure that you saw before. Older, not the young, vibrant one, an older version. And you see behind her a familiar 8-legged creature kind of walk out of the shadows and kind of stand beside her. And she's like, I'm taking good care of him. I can't give him back fully, but if he wants, he might be able to come visit you once in a while.
But he's okay.
And she kind of looks at him, and he kind of walks forward and bumps up against you. You feel him actually bump into you.
Like tangible. Okay. Beowulf, how much I miss you. And I just scratch behind, where his eyes are.
The very back leg kind of does the thumper like a dog.
Yeah.
She says, well, I think you know what you need to do to... She looks around and she motions over to one of the other pedestals, and you turn and look, and you see that there's what looks like a black piece of wood that's laying on there. She says, take that with you.
I go and I pick it up and just look at it.
It's a smooth piece of wood. And she says, take some time, draw or carve whatever you feel that you need to remind you of him. He can come visit you.
Thank you.
She says, I told her I would help you however I could. Are you Are you ready to take the next step?
I would like to know where we need to go. So yes.
She says, the road from here only gets harder. My sister still wants you, but I told Jareth that I would keep you safe. She sacrificed everything for you.
Was that a mistake?
Only you can determine that. Don't let it become a mistake.
Will you help guide me to make sure that that does not happen?
Like I said, I see why Jareth liked you. I've been watching you the last years now. I think you're ready for what I want to show you. But
Okay.
it's up to you. If you're ready to move past a lot of things.
I'm done feeling this empty, and I think you've given me my first step away from that. And therefore, I think I can be ready for whatever it takes to keep that.
She says, well, the gifts I've given you already help you move through the world that I know. But if I'm going to really help you, I want you to be able to move through all of the shadows that this world has to offer. Become the tool that she needed you to be, that we all need you to be. Are you strong enough to live in the shadow?
It's the only place I like to live anymore.
She kind of smiles and we'll find out. And she turns and you see a motion coming from behind her. A hulking figure kind of comes walking forward. As it steps into a little bit of light, you see it's a fur-bound, pointed ears. Its eyes lift up and it looks to you. Big, gaping mouth. Silver eyes that are kind of smoking as it looks at you. A massive, what looks to be a wolf or a something on two legs as it kind of lopes forward towards you. Looks you up and down, kind of circles around you. She says, if you're ready, I can show you so much more. But I will not do it forcefully. It's your choice.
There's no force in this. I'm ready.
As you say, I'm ready, you feel this thing come up behind you and teeth clomp into the back of your neck. As you, shearing pain shoots through you. A moment later, you feel like the pain you felt before. Your entire body being torn apart, pulled apart, stretched, ripped. And as you land on all fours, panting, breathing, you see these large fur-covered feet kind of as it walks away from you. You lift your head and you look up and she's still standing there. She smiles and says, those shadows are going to be even more your friends. I told her I would help you with whatever I knew, and I could give you all the strength that I can give you. Just come with me. She reaches a hand towards you to stand up.
I grab it without hesitation.
She lifts you up, and you feel strong. You feel the pain in your neck, and you notice that there's some blood kind of seeping down you as you walk towards the exit. As you get to the exit of the light and step out, it's the world around you is even brighter, even in this pitch ass black. It is like the world seems more alive in the darkness to you. You kind of start feeling stronger, more alive. That dullness, the aching, the pain, the emptiness, the void that you felt in you is lessened. And from the darkness, you hear her say, I've given you a gift, one of many to come. Use it. Seek out those that pervert the darkness. Be the one we need in the darkness. Destroy those that pervert it.
And I just kind of bow to her without saying anything.
Okay. You make your way back to the village.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason, what did you do?
I have no.
I'll show you later.
Oh, yeah.
We're all just over here like.
So
What?
you guys make it back to the village. The ones that are in kind of throwing potatoes at Tindo's face to get him to eat.
I would like to do things while they're gone.
All right, go for it, buddy.
Shortly after they left, I would slowly get up. I look
All right,
around.
There you go. There you go. Now
Is
you're
my
back.
sword and shield near me?
Yeah, they're back. They're on the opposite side of the room.
I shamble over and sheath my sword at my waist, put
Okay.
my shield on my back, and I exit the hut.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Tendo. Hold on there. Where do you think you're going? You gotta eat something first, all right?
I push past Dieter without saying a word.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Where would you like to go?
I find the first clearing, any place I can summon my Moorbounder, and I spend 10 minutes doing that.
Okay. You step outside and yeah, there's easy enough to find a place somewhere in between. There's little rocks and peaks and things where you could walk off somewhere quiet and take a few minutes by yourself.
Yeah, I'll just do it. If there's enough space right in front of the hut, I'll do it right outside of the hut.
Okay. No problem. It takes a few minutes and Lilith pops up.
Okay.
What would you like to do with Lilith?
I get on top of my Moorbounder.
Okay.
And checking to see if I have the rest of my possessions.
It seems that everything has been either given back to you or was with you the whole time.
I command Lilith to find the exit of the city.
Okay. She sniffs the air and kind of looks around, and You see that she kind of turns towards what looks like a trail that goes off to the west, and she starts bounding off towards it.
Nah, I'm not going very, very fast because
Okay.
I am very tired. And
Okay.
I just ride.
Okay. As you ride off down this trail, it takes you past a few other smaller, like little hut areas where things are set up, and then it goes to small trails through the things, and you eventually wind yourself down. How far are you going to go?
I stop at the edge of the city.
Okay.
And
The city's kind of like it's not just one city, like one area. Like
Okay.
there's like some lower and then some lower and some higher. It's kind of spaced out in amongst several different peaks and then a couple of different valleys. So you can get yourself down to where you think you've hit the edge of any of the buildings, the civilization part of it, and you're just into wilderness.
I'll stop at the edge. I'll look back. And say to the air, I'm sorry, friends. Let's go home, Lilith. And I command her to take me home.
Okay. Tindo rides off through the wilderness. Okay. Damn.
What? No.
Okay. Ava.
Yeah. What's up?
You make your way back up and find Dieter standing outside the hut like, what the hell? Where'd everybody go? Just Dim and Kilvar.
I would like to just talk to Kilvar really quick.
Okay.
So, think he's gonna come back? Yeah. Anything. Well, if he wants to come back, he will. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's my plan. Give him time to think through whatever he's thinking, or think through whatever he's not thinking. And maybe in time it won't. What's that? I think you already know what I want to do. That cheeky, angsty drow bastard thinks he can best the two of us. I don't think so. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Precisely. You know, I was thinking of trying to physically stop him on the spot. I was really expecting that you were going to jump in and get my back, because Tendo is not the kind of person to be trifled with. Yeah. Oh, the two of us could definitely have taken him. Sure thing. Not a doubt in my mind. Yeah, I agree. I agree. He did. Something really got to him. Well, what do you think of all this? Me too. I'm gone for 8 years, and now we're here, and Neva went off to find the lore keeper, and Belladonna has some strange, fearful rivalry with Big Man. He's nowhere to be seen. You know, Tendo clearly had something happen to him, so he's gone, and Apollo vanished into the darkness. And he does that, so I'm not too worried about him. Yeah, he'll be back. Mm-hmm. Really? No, I never really looked into it, and I didn't notice anything. You saw it the entire time? Interesting. Is it can you still see like magical effects right now in general, or was it just the two spears?
Um, as far as what you've seen, oh, yeah, it's still going. Everything you're still like something. Your eye is picking up everything.
Oh, fascinating. Is it painful? That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Hmm. Interesting, yeah. They said that we're in a town called what? Volantim, the heart of the Sirius Mountains. Do you have any idea where the hell we are? I
No.
certainly don't. You and me both. I mean, they were shouting things at Tendo and bound him up and took him away, and then they were like, "Oh, we have a problem with his people, his kind. They've done us a great disservice." We didn't really go into details much, and I figured, well, I should probably not talk the way I usually talk. Because wherever trouble follows me, with apparently where I am supposedly from, trouble follows Tendo and vice versa. Yeah, you and me both. Specifically you, though. You're more on thin ice than I am, friend. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw you under the trolley, I guess.
Throw you under the boat.
That's right, the boat, yeah. Boat. But, well, I wouldn't blame him, yeah. I wouldn't blame him at all.
They didn't like him here, that's for sure.
I agree. Yeah. Well, it's crazy because, Rosar Mert, you remember Mert? mean, apparently for them, it's been 8 years. For us, it's been like what, a few days?
It's been like a month.
A couple of days.
It took us like what, a couple of weeks to get there. So it's been about
Oh.
half a month, right?
Man, I can just hear Belladonna right now. It's been a month. It's been a month.
And you actually hear the two of them kind of chattering quietly just as you say that. You're like, I can hear her.
Oh, I can hear them. Yeah, I mean, even apparently Lady Silverhand, the head of the entire city, was like, "Oh, you need to get back here as soon as possible. We have teleportation circle. We can go whenever we need." No. No, I did not. No, I was preoccupied with that. I know exactly, but hey, apparently when we were at my folks' place, you know, that was being burned down partially because of me, because of us. We have a teleportation circle that goes right there. So if we ever want another stab at danger in close death encounters, we can always bounce back.
It's been 8 years.
Danger never ceases, my dear. But it's not gonna be interesting.
Danger is my middle name.
Danger, Giesinger.
Dude,
DDG.
Triple D.
So you see coming up out of the darkness, Belladonna and Ava walking slowly back towards the hut. As the two of you are standing out front, chatting, kind of looking off to where Tyndall had walked off. Are you trying to hide them, or are you just
I
walking?
mean, they're just folded. I don't know how big they are. I'm assuming they're pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, if they're folded up, normally you'd see the tips of these things kind of up above her shoulders. As she comes walking out of the darkness towards you.
You know, Kilva, I actually have a new spell that would allow us to perhaps communicate with your old man for like a solid 8 hours at a time. It's really interesting. It has to do about
Damn.
dreaming and what? Hello, hi.
Hi.
Hi, you look different.
Am I still crying?
Oh, yeah.
You look, as she gets closer, her face is drawn. I mean, she.
I'm a
she-
little puppy.
Oh, yeah. Puffy eyes. Snotty nose.
Hey guys, how's it going? I've got wings now. Look how cool they are. I'll whack Dieter with one.
Oh, hi.
Feathers.
This is great. You've wanted these for so long.
Yeah. It's been an interesting day for sure.
What's wrong?
Oh, and where's Tendo?
Where's your dad?
Hopefully we don't have the same answer.
Where's Apollo?
Apollo's not with you?
No, we thought he was with you.
Thought it was just us and her dad.
That's what we thought too, and then we looked away and Apollo vanished.
He probably just went for a walk.
You know, he's probably standing behind us right now.
Probably.
Are you literally standing 2 feet behind him in the darkness?
Oh yeah.
It's like, hi, guys. Whoa!
Would you stop doing that?
If you could do that, would you stop?
That's a fair point.
Hey, real quick, Mike.
Yep.
As I left, I would have used an action to
cancel out the pearl.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
So it gets lighter, like some of the stars and things kind of come back, and it's not as dark.
You see the stars and the
Yep.
moon.
Yeah, all of a sudden the moon is like really bright over in the horizon. Wow.
So, if you don't know where Apollo is, where's Tendo?
I just look at Kilvar. I look at the sky that's now day instead of night.
It's still night, but it's
It's lighter night.
yeah, it's
More
like
lighter night.
it's like everything's super bright now. It's like whoa, but it's still nighttime.
What
Yeah. And I look at Kilvar.
What aren't you saying? What do you mean left? Just without saying goodbye?
Which way did he go?
Off to the you guys came up from the east. There's another trail that goes off to the west that dips off this small rise in this valley that you guys are in. It dips off the other side.
I thought you said west.
Twist.
Well,
Shh, you're not here. Shut up.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
I assume we're going after him, right?
Why would he leave without saying goodbye?
Didn't seem okay.
No, he wasn't okay.
I always told him he could talk to me, but he never would.
He wouldn't talk to anyone.
It's unfair. I'm sick of losing people.
Let's go get him. I mean, he can't be far, right?
Well, I'm not gonna just sit here and do nothing. And I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna start running with my monk speed towards the west.
Wait, Belladonna, come back.
Nope, I'm gone, sir.
Wait, I gotta cast the thing on you. I gotta make you into super monk. Get
Oh,
back
jeez.
here.
Oh, I'm gone. I'm gone.
He's already gone.
Well, I will test out my new wings then.
I was gonna say I have a speed of 50 now.
I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
flight speed of 50, but I've not used them yet, so I don't know if that goes very well.
Yep. Figured it would be time. You guys are facing a bunch of flying stuff anyway all the time, so
So can I fly, or am I a little bit shaky still?
I'd say you're still a little shaky.
Okay.
Trying to get used to these new wings. So I would say your flying speed is half what it should be for now.
Okay, I'm going to. I guess running would be faster then.
Yeah,
I like
mean,
run
it
glide.
looks like a baby bald eagle trying to take off, and it's like, all right, never mind, and just runs. You get the visual of a bird that's like trying, but it kind of stumbles and falls, and never mind, just run. Okay, here's all. How fast? It's just your normal speed. Yep. I mean, you could sit there and cast out the 10 miles and take off, but your body would be back while they're running.
So, Kilvar, are we going after them too? Yeah, it's pretty dangerous. You know, we could really outrun all of them. I have a way.
Oh,
Is it too soon?
600 feet of movement.
Now,
Would
think-
I be back by now to be able to like
Oh, yeah,
watch
you're
everybody
speaking.
just?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're standing behind him watching.
Gotcha.
Now, think of it this way. The fastest thing that we know of is probably a moorbounder, right? Now, what would happen if a moorbounder was also hasted? Think of how fast that would be.
The hasty bounder.
What
Reach
if I
out and bless his thing.
What if I told you there was a way we could do both? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast haste. Hold on. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
100 feet over 6 seconds if I dash. You guys are wasting time.
Yeah. I'll cast haste, and since I am now a level 10 Chronergy wizard, I'm going to use Arcane Abeyance. And when I cast the haste spell, I condense it into a tiny little gray bead of energy,
Nice.
and I hand it to Kilvar. I say, I'm going to polymorph myself into a moorbounder, and you have this bead. It lasts up to an hour, but all you have to do is you just have to crush it. And the spell is under your control, but it's practically fueled through my casting. So all you have to do is maintain concentration.
Nice.
Deal. It only lasts for a minute, so we got to go real fast.
Nice.
All right. So I hand it to him. I need to start marking down my things that I'm using because we're probably going to get into a fight next time. There's going to be some dangerous terrain we got to cover. Oh my goodness gracious! All right, let's see. Okay, so I cast haste, and then I will cast polymorph on myself.
Before you do that, I'm going to interrupt you and ask you a question.
He steps out of the darkness. Hey.
So,
Hey,
if you're trying to catch up to our friends, would it be beneficial for me to just summon a giant eagle and go find them?
yeah.
But it wouldn't be as cool.
You take the eagles. We'll take this route.
There you
And
go.
between the two of us, we can't go wrong.
Okay. Well,
Actually, there's three of us. Here.
let me just make sure that,
Question is, who is Kilvar going to ride?
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Let me just double check.
You guys still have absolutely no idea where the hell you are. The only one that knows is Tendo.
Yep.
Nice. And he's like, bye.
I didn't even say that much, bro.
Nope.
In my education, do I have even the vaguest idea where these mountains are?
You've never heard of these mountains before. When they say the names, and you've studied a lot. You know a lot of the Faerun, a lot of the area there. You've never heard of either of these places.
Y'all, we lost.
Actually, though, speaking of that, Dieter, roll a history check.
Okay. 18.
Okay. Something catches in your mind as you're getting ready to do all this stuff. You're looking through your spell book, and something catches in your head. You're like, huh, wait a sec. You reach in, pull out your dad's book, the one that's half burnt.
Oh, yeah.
And you kind of flip through a couple of pages, and you see there's an entry in there that mentions this mountain range.
Oh, the Sirius Mountains.
About a kind of goes into details of the group went to, and then it's burned off, and then deep in the Sirius Mountains and then it cuts off because it's burnt. 3 nights, 6 days, and then it's burnt off, and then that's kind of all you get. It's just like the book is kind of like a journal, but it also has like his daily accounting stuff in there that he used it for. Looks like both, and a good chunk of that thing is burnt, but there's several pages in there that still have writing, and that one you're like, wait a second, flip through, and you're like, right there. So somehow your dad knew about this place.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll have to go over that when we have more time and not chasing down Tendo.
Okay, so you're gonna haste the bounder.
Hey DM, I got a question.
Yeah.
If I was to summon a huge beast, how many people could ride on that?
What is it you're using to summon it? Which
It's the conjure animal, conjure beast. Stand by. Conjure animals. So it's as long as it's a beast that's challenge rating 2 or lower. It
Okay.
doesn't have.
So yeah, the 2 or lower.
Yeah.
You're trying to find one that's what?
So I found one, and it's called, I don't know how to freaking pronounce it. It's like the Quetzalcoatlus. It's
Say
a
that. How is that again?
Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quetzalcoatlus.
See?
So it is a huge, that thing.
It's like
It's a
a
huge dinosaur. Yeah.
Quetzalcoatlus. Nice. Good call.
What are y'all and dinosaurs?
I was gonna say because it has a flying speed of 80.
So that would be one that you definitely would know from your home.
And that's what I was
You've
wondering
seen things
too.
before. Oh yeah.
Cool.
I'll say go for it.
Okay.
You
So
summon a massive Quetzalcoatlus and scare the piss out of all the bird people again. Good job.
climb on its back and I kind
You
of wait
guys see
for.
this massive thing appear, and none of you have seen this thing before either. But the other two of you are already running. Peter changes himself into a moorbounder.
Yeah. Yeah, I already cast the spell.
Right. Peter and Kilvar, you gonna now? Which one do you get on? All right. All right. As the crew, you all take off running after where you saw your friend go. We're going to end there. And we'll pick it up in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Shiza.
Oh, man.
Anthony!
All right, that was a
What?
Tendo, I almost cast a spell like when you were outside. Like I was gonna try something. I was like, you know what? Let's just see what
I
happens.
have 4 HP. You could have hit me with your fists and I would have been gone, bro.
I know, dude. I thought of it. And I was like, you know what? No, like let's just see where he goes. Let's see what happens.
oh yeah,
Oh boy, now we gotta wait.
yeah. We'll pick it up next time.
That's with Belladonna's past trauma. Bring it all up.
Yeah, that's what I do. Sorry.
I'm not talking to you. Right now I'm talking to Tendo.
Damn.
Bringing up all of her past traumas.
That's right. Hey, hope everybody enjoyed that. That was fun. That
Yeah.
That was so fun.
was
man.
full on story build.
Man, lots of stuff happened.
Lots of story build. Lots of reveals. Lots of all sorts of fun.
No,
Ooh,
I'm
so there it goes
terrified.
next time.
I don't want to do my arc, bro. No, stop. That's why I'm leaving, bro.
Now, and
He's like, no, I
That's
don't
why I'm
want this.
leaving.
Well, see where we go next time. So, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was fun.
That was awesome.
We'll be in person. We'll see you.
I was honestly
It's fun.
afraid Click was going to attack me. He ended up being real chill.
Yeah, see, I'm not as mean as you guys make me out to be. Jeez.
Well, no, because this viewer seems so freaked out.
speak for yourself. I can't keep a family member alive to save my butt. I die within 1 second.
Well, he was with you for 8 freaking years. How long do you think you need to keep him alive?
Oh my gosh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah, you guys have a mess waiting for you back home too.
I know. Seriously, everyone's just like, you need to get back here as soon as possible. And Tendo's just like, I have to live.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I do not give a fuck about Waterdeep, bro.
That's true. You
I
wouldn't
don't
care.
really have any connections there either, so
My
Hell.
sister.
Yo, I like Avon. I got a family of my own too, bro.
Dude, Dieter doesn't have a family anymore.
Things are complicated, dude. That's what D
Yeah.
is.
about complicated. My family got roasted and sliced and diced.
What do you
All
think I'm trying to make sure my family doesn't get, bro?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Good luck, my dude.
I just like making you all have past traumas.
No, I just can't, dude. I'm pretty sure next session, the waterworks are probably coming, dude. I almost did it today, bro.
Dude, you have no idea. I'm always over here like, don't cry. You are not.
Oh, I know, bro.
upset.
Nice.
that's
Dude.
wrong.
Dude, like that was one of the hardest decisions I've had to make as a Dieter was A, fight you and get you to stop, or B, let you walk away. And he was sitting there was like, you know what? I'm gonna let Tendo make his choice. Like, as much as I want to jump in and get in your face and be like, what the heck do you think you're doing? He's like, no, I'm gonna let Tendo make his choice. And you made your fucking choice, and I'm coming after you.
Yes, sir. I made mine. Now you guys are making yours. We'll see where it goes.
That's right.
Well, hey, glad everybody had fun. We'll pick it up next time. Anything you guys want to say before we cut the stream?
No, thank you.
Go watch. Or go follow. Get her up to 6K.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Huge thanks to everyone who's been liking my recent TikToks. Just a heads up, I have other posts as well. But that one is a good one to, like. Would appreciate if you followed.
Yes, get it. Get those follows. Like it. Subscribe it. All that good stuff. Cool. Thanks, y'all. Off to the next one.
Oh man.
All right. See you all next time.